Waliopatana Bongo jamani, waliopatana Nairobi, sijui tusema mlipatana wapi na mpenzi wako aise. Chile monde acha
misi kutoka halo. Nilikutana naye Kilimani Nairobi 2015, kibaridi cha asubuhi, kijua faniso kikali saa 5. Oh, Nairobi 2015, nikamchagua yeye katikati ya wenzake 5, nikamuomba kaniomba, moyoni mwangu nikampa moja. Now he's my number. Nikamuomba kaniomba, moyoni mwangu nikampa moja. Now he's my number moja. Yani namaanisha kwamba Mombasa, Kenya. Tulipatana Bongo Mikocheni, kwa zangu bichi nalo pepo wa bahari. Alise alinipita kama meli, hayumbayumba kidondo sa kishenzi. Oh, Mikocheni nikamfuata utadhani zombi. Habari gani, mbona uko lonely? Ati jina ni gani? Akasema za. Nikamwambia aje. Nikamwambia kwangu nimshike wapi ndo nataka moyo wangu huyo. Watangoja sana wakidhania tutachana, mimi na yeye tumeshaivana, na ichapo siku na mchana. Yani namaanisha kwamba ndo tushawana na yeye, so meet na yeye, shawana na yeye, so meet na yeye, shawana hello. Misa yeah, kutoka alo Mombasa, Kenya.
Chile monde alle danse. Chi 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 chi.
Sina tosemiada, umenishika kwa mtima, pumzi sihemiada, penzi si madeni mchina, alina gautemiada, nyingi dua amina, unulufemiada. damu, kwa moyo upo mchumba hadi kwenye damu. Nguvu sina umenimaliza akili kabisa ya data. Umeniweza mpenzi. Wasopenda poleni, andeni maandamano, kwake kivuli jua, tunalitimiza agano. Kucheshaga na rumba, kwa sebule na chumba, akiumba na yumba, naye sambamba. Kucheshaga na rumba, kwa sebule na chumba, akiumba na yumba, naye sambamba. Umenimaliza akili kabisa ya tata. Umeniweza mpenzi. Nguvu sina umenimaliza akili kabisa ya tata.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Let's appreciate the band with a beautiful round of applause. Makofi tafadhali.
Asante, thank you so much.
Hawa wanaitwa Makazi Band. Makazi Band. Makofi tena kwao. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. Asante. We want to officially start and I want to request Makazi Band to lead us in the anthem. So please all, let's stand for the anthem.
Mungu nguvu yetu, ilete baraka kwetu, haki iwe ngao na mlinzi na tukae na undugu, amani na uhuru, raha tupate na ustawi. Mungu twaomba uilinde Jumuiya Afrika Mashariki, tuwezeshe kuishi kwa amani, tutimize na malengo yetu. Jumuiya yetu sote tuilinde, tuwajibike, tuimarike. Umoja wetu ni nguzo yetu, idumu jumuiya yetu.
Wow, let's appreciate them with a beautiful round of applause. And the band is getting ready for a quick performance. So as we do that, wanatanga, mmesikia venye sisi tunaimbanga huku? Mtaweza? Just check in. Welcome.
Rauka jamaa, kumekucha, miaka 16 kidato cha kwanza, pokea salamu siku mpya. Saida za kwanza za sifiwa boma, kaipokea tetesi moja shule ni wikendi, barua uliyoituma nimeshasomana, sijaweza kupumua, roho yangu kavunjika, sikuweza kupumua. Hapo zamani ngejua ningekuoa, hapo zamani ukiambiwa unapendwa, waamini, ukitendwa una imani. Hapo zamani ngejua ningekuoa, hapo zamani ukiambiwa unapendwa, waamini, ukitendwa una imani. Ayelele, ayelele, nilikuwaza sana mchana kutwa, wewe sukuma, mimi ugali wishwa, na tulipendana kinyama. Kaipokea tetesi una mwingine, akula mishikaki, aishie kifahari, na sikuweza kupumua, roho yangu kavunjika, sikuweza kupumua. Hapo zamani ngejua ningekuoa, hapo zamani ukiambiwa
tout le monde allait danser.
Deka unavodeka kama mtoto,
Sikia,
nitakubembeleza mwili wako, nitazidi kupa vitu moto moto. Mapenzi kupendana si mchezo, na kusihi usije nacho mimi solemba, najisi na mimi nisije kwacha wewe solemba. Tunavyoishi wanadhani tunadanganyana, si rahisi amini mimi nawe tukatengana. Usende mbali na
mimi bado nakupenda,
usondoke mbali na
mimi bado nakupenda,
usende mbali na
mimi bado nakupenda,
usondoke mbali na
mimi bado nakupenda.
Tangu nipo na wewe ni furaha, kukosa tasa ni karaha, bila wewe siwezi ishi.
Hiyo ni uongo lakini
Kwako mimi sio mbishi,
wajijua
wanapiga misele kila mara, wanatimua mavumbi sisi twala, wanataka mapinduzi, yeah, na mapinduzi hayawezi. Oh, maumivu ya mapenzi naogopa sana, hata wivu sina kwani sina ya chumana. Kusihi usije nacho mimi solemba, najisi na mimi nisije kwacha wewe, usende mbali na
mimi bado nakupenda,
usondoke mbali na
mimi bado nakupenda,
usende mbali na
mimi bado nakupenda,
usondoke mbali na
mimi bado nakupenda.
Nakupenda unanipenda, usije kwenda
mbali nami, nakupenda unanipenda, usije kwenda mbali nami, nakupenda unanipenda, usije kwenda mbali nami, nakupenda unanipenda, usije kwenda mbali nami,
nakupenda sana,
usije kwenda mbali nami, nakupenda unanipenda, usije kwenda mbali nami, nakupenda unanipenda, usije kwenda mbali nami, nakupenda unanipenda, usije kwenda mbali nami,
nakupenda usende mbali. Mimi bado nakupenda, mimi bado nakupenda, mimi bado nakupenda.
Tunaingia kwa mambo Swahilini eh? Aha. Tout le monde
Danger.
nakwambia mambo Swahilini matamu kweli eh? Kwenye hii dunia lazima tutashare kitu chochote, sio?
Sio.
Ama mwambieni eh? Mpeni taarifa yule, wacha kaja omba nirudia, kazirejesha salamu, zamani kakumbukia, ameumishi utamu, kaja kupagara mbagarasa, kaishiwa masikini. Mpeni taarifa za beti mkwasa, misimkumbukisini. Mwambieni, mwambieni aha, apunguze kampeni, mwambieni, mwambieni aha, apunguze kampeni, twende kabaki mbele, hatari tambulia patupo, kiungo chali chali, kabaki mbele, si kuvutwa sukuma inakuuma twende kirintikiti 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 mama twende ba skoro baba yani ba skoro baba yani ba ale hey skia twende kirintikiti 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 mama twende ba skoro baba yani ba skoro baba yani ba ale hey kolola mama kolola mama kolola aha cha skia alidhani ameniathiri alidhani amenikomoa Mungu akanipa msitiri aloniposa nikapoa penzi kalijaza ndindindi kalimwagia mwemwere pole ya kwako shangingi kwa kudandia sikia simu za usiku wa saa 6
akastaki
nidemu insta kuto kujikomentisha kumetumesha vipicha
akastaki
he mwambieni
mali yake ishaliwa
aha apunguze kampeni
alisha chukuliwa
hey mwambieni
mali yake ishaliwa
aha apunguze kampeni
alisha
twende hey kabaki mbele hey hatari tambulia patupo kiungo chali hey kabaki mbele si wambele wala nyumba so kuvutwa sukuma inakuuma twende kirintikiti 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 hey mama twende ba skoro baba yani ba skoro baba yani ba twende kirintikiti 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 ha twende ba skoro baba yani ba skoro baba yani ba jamani asanteni sana. That was the Makazi Band. Thank you so much.
Asante sana. Wapi makofi tafadhali? Wapi makofi tafadhali? Well done, well done. We appreciate you. Thank you so much. At some point I was wondering when will the ambassadors be grabbed so that they can dance with you, but later. That was a good one. Thank you so much. Good morning once again. Hi Pwani. Good morning. Asante sana. Thank you so much. Now we want to get straight to the conversations, and if you don't mind, Timodipo, if you don't mind, you could give me up the podium so that we can get straight to the charts that we have. Asanteni sana. All our guests are right here, so we shall proceed on with the plan. It's going to be a very quick run through great speakers who are here. They will be speaking shortly and briefly so that we can have a good flow. But asanteni sana. In the meantime, this is Innovation Week. So please, once again, allow me to disturb your peace kidogo. Just to disturb your peace kidogo. Why don't you do this? Do me a favor. Please stand for a moment. Just stand 1 minute. Just a quick one. Stand. As you stand, turn to the person sitting next to you. Just give them a smile. Don't do anything else. I know it's very hard. Sawa. Now I want you to do this. I know as you were giving your neighbor a smile, you looked at another who had a better one. So I want you to do this. Take your phone out, take a selfie, because we have the hashtags for day 2. Sawa. Toa simu pale tafadhali. Make sure you get a groupie, a selfie with your team members, whoever that is there. Make it nice. Wale ambao wako na Huawei, it's okay, you can use it. All those people, make sure you do that. Let's make the day shine. The hashtag is Pwani Innovation Week or PIW 2025. Sawa. Make sure you do that. Well done. For the ones who are taking themselves, it's not okay. You needed to have a neighbor. But once you've done that, please take your seat. Please take your seat. Thank you so much for that. Asante sana. Beautiful. Welcome to this day 2, and I am going to have this session. I'm also moderating this with my amazing 2 persons right there. Bwana Ali, uko vipi? Uko sawa? Kabisa. Asan Noni, tuko sawa? Thank you so much. So we shall be having a great session. But very fast, allow me to request, I think I had seen Mentor in the house. Is he still around? Excellent. Please put your hands together for Chief Mentor, Swahili Port Hub Foundation. Mahmoud No, please come right here. Kuja tufungulie so that we can get started very quickly on the keynote addresses. Karibu sana. Haya mulete. Ametumia shortcut. Welcome.
Ni kwa sababu nafanya mazoezi. Rafiki yangu balozi wa Ufaransa nimemwambia tukimbie pale, akasema aliumia juzi Mount Kenya marathon. I told him because he doesn't exercise every day. So if you start exercising every day, Monday to Saturday, you'll be like me. I think the PS Innovation, the chair, Pwani Innovation Week, Dr. Kevin Desai. PS Innovation is Professor Shaukat, who's one of our own in the coast. I think he's been everywhere, but sana ni Mpwani. Watu wa Kilifi wako? Hebu pigeni kelele watu wa Kilifi. Yeah, Professor Shaukat anatoka Kilifi, lakini tumemlea Mombasa hapa hii shule ya watu wanavaa nyeupe inaitwaje? Alidina Visram. So yeye amelelewa Alidina Visram but from Mariakani. Dr. Kevin Desai, mwenyekiti wa mwaka huu, ambassador wa Belgium Peter Madens, ambassador wa Ufaransa Arnaud, ambaye Kiswahili yake ni mzuri kushinda wale wa Tanzania wako hapa. Muhammad, mtamsikia. Muhammad kutoka Saudi Embassy, welcome. The CEO wa Kenya Innovation Agency, Dr. Stoney, Dr. Hassan from Tanzania, Dar es Salaam, Tanga, Zanzibar, najua kwa kila mahali. Dr. Hassan, Dr. Omar, ambaye ndiye anasimamia, ni mwenyekiti wa it is an equivalent of the Youth Enterprise Fund in Kenya. So yeye ndiye anapeana ufadhili kwa vijana Tanzania, ndio mwenyekiti. Lakini pia Joanne Tanga, yeye ndiye mkurugenzi pale. Ben Roberts, and board member wa Swahili Port Hub. Olivier, I think the other board members mwenyekiti atawakilisha. Dr. Safia Lul, ambaye nyote mumfahamu, who was our immediate board member. Alex Chesosi from Truly Kenya, and also advisor to the Prime Cabinet Secretary. The youth, I think for all the people, I'll only ask the youth from Saudi to stand up so that you can be seen, and we have Rashid and your colleague. Asante sana. So I think I've mentioned maybe the Deputy General Secretary for National Council of Churches of Kenya, representing Canon. Access Kenya, namuona rafiki yangu Toma Buya na wengine wote ambayo tutawataja baadaye. So I think I want to take this opportunity to first welcome you. I know the chair will welcome you more, and also both the chair of the hub of Swahili Port Hub and also for Pwani Innovation Week. First, sparing your time. Those who have traveled from far to be here, we have people who've been here since the first Pwani Innovation Week in 2018. We've been holding it throughout, apart from during the COVID period. In fact, there was a time we had a lapse of almost 18 months because there was COVID, and then we moved it from March towards the end of the year, so that it now connects with the Kenya Innovation Week, which the person who's been doing the Kenya Innovation Week, and actually I call him the father of innovation, because he started Nairobi Innovation Week, which inspired all of us to do Pwani Innovation Week, Dr. Omwansa. Now he is doing the Kenya Innovation Week under the Kenya Innovation Agency. So it has been a journey. it has not been very easy, but people see a lot of glamour. But why this is very special and very different, Prof, everything has been planned, organized, mobilized by young people. I know at some point you will meet the people who have done this. Personally, I was not even in the country, I think, for almost 20 days. And for the first time, I was away for 20 days, and I was never worried that things will go in a different direction. In fact, whenever I see the plans that they have, it gives me a lot of confidence that they have actually exceeded the expectations. They are doing it better than the way we would have done it. And I think for me, the message even to the older people is we have young people who are able to take this country to the next level. And if there is something that we can allow them, we just give them the tools and we give them the space to do what they do best. We also allow them to fail once, fail twice, fail thrice, but when they make it, we will all be proud. So for Pwani Innovation Week, I remember the first one in 2018, and I think even the people were trying to get some of the I don't know whether they are the past images. The first one in 2018, our chief guest was the former Assistant Secretary for the US government, Dr. Jendai Frazier. We even had a makeshift staircase somewhere that was, and in fact the following year, Dr. Safia Lul donated to build the ramp for us. So we started from very humble beginnings, but if there's one thing that I'm very proud of, the ecosystem, the network has grown, and if there is something that all of us must be proud of, is that we have built the Pwani Innovation Week now to move beyond mentor. A lot of people call me mentor. So it no longer needs me. It has become institutionalized. It has become a system. And I'm happy. I just want to thank, especially the ambassadors who are in the room now this year. I think the first couple of years, I had to make all the calls. Nowadays, when the ambassadors, and this one, even the French, the Belgian, and from the Saudi, they will tell you that I only started talking to them yesterday and today. But they respect the calls from the young people, the correspondence from the young people. They have been, I know even Dr. Omwansa, you've been talking to Akina Rukia and team. I've not even spoken to you. So I think the respect they have accorded to the young people, I really don't take it for granted. And that is exactly what I would want, because mentor won't be there forever. Nobody plans to be here forever. All of you are planning to be with Baba celebrating 20 years of ODM. All of a sudden, Mungu amemchukua, si ndio? So even for us, whatever we are doing, we hope that we can build institutions that live beyond us. And then it should no longer be mentor, it should no longer be particular individuals. So, and I'm happy that that is what we have built. And lastly, I just want to thank our partners. Two partners that I really want to thank. One is a team from Tanga, Dr. Hassan and Dr. Omar. We have walked this journey together for now almost 3-4 years. I know, Hassan, you've never failed to attend any Pwani Innovation Week. Please stand up, the two of you, so that people can acknowledge you. Dr. Hassan and Dr. Omar, they are, in fact, they're the ones who have been inspiring us to think of the Swahili coast from Msumbiji, that is Mozambique, to Mogadishu. That was the older Swahili coast. And I really appreciate you, and we will continue working together, especially under the Global Opportunity Youth Network that now goes within Africa. It is Tanzania, Kenya, Senegal, and very soon Morocco is coming on board. And the other day we were all in Brazil with young people from Tanzania and Kenya. There were like almost 20 young people. And I think, Dr. Omar, you saw the difference when you take people out. And then the other partners that I want to appreciate, we are now married. That is the National Council of Churches of Kenya. I know the team is here. If you can stand, Phyllis and the GS, for people to appreciate you. And even the young people from NCCK, you should stand up. You should not allow, So the National Council of Churches of Kenya, we will be, please sit down. We will be taking the Swahili Port Hub model supported by the MasterCard Foundation to Kitui and Nairobi. and National Council of Churches of Kenya, but we'll also be going to Kilifi. I think I will end there because I think we have powerful speeches that are coming in. Balozi, mimi sikutengeza speech yoyote, huwa wamenitengezea lakini huwa nashindwa kusoma, but yule ambaye anataka nitamtumia ataisoma. Nafikiri kwa hayo, asanteni sana.
Asante sana, thank you so much. Let's appreciate the chief mentor, Asante sana, for the vision and the powerful work you have done in this particular region. And we are testament to the fact that a lot of young people have benefited. And even today, the reason why you're here is because of the vision under this. Thank you so much to Chief Mentor and the entire team for putting this together. Now let's get to listen to some of the young people in the house. Please put your hands together for Harith Mohammed, the youth leader, to kindly come and just give a quick session. Makofi tafadhali to Harith. We Harith, hey, twende. Aya, sawa basi, welcome Harry.
Asante DJ. Kwa watu wangu wa Tanga na Tanzania, mutaniwa radhi, nitaweza kutoa hotuba yangu kwa lugha ya Kiingereza, lakini nitatafsiria baadaye. Tukutane nyuma ya tent. All protocol observed. Ladies and gentlemen, all distinguished guests, my name is Muhammad bin Hamed bin Harith bin Ali bin Alamin al-Mazrui. Today, I trace my lineage back to my ancestors. On my father's side, I come from the Omani, al-Mazrui, and on my mother's side, I come from the Wadawida, the Taita people. I'm a proud child of a dual heritage, and I stand before you today as a living testament that Old Town and Mombasa is general, not the drug-infested as many people are saying it to be, but people from Old Town and Mombasa are not lazy as many people are saying. I am a true testament of a hardworking, enterprising child of Old Town. I have heard numerous times people from upcountry say that they left home to build home. But me, Muhammad, the son of Hamed, decided to stay home to build home. I chose to stay in Old Town, even when better and more lucrative opportunities come toward me, because history will judge me harshly if I grow without helping my immediate community members. I am a marine engineer by profession and a mentor by choice. Currently serving the youth on Vita as the assistant project associate of the case management program in Vita sub-county. I also serve as the youth advisory group member of the Swahili Port Hub Foundation under the GOIN Mombasa. The role of youth advisory group is simply to guide Swahili Port Hub Foundation to make sure that we co-create and co-implement opportunities that will benefit directly young people. As we say, nothing for us without us. Today, my elders and distinguished guests, allow me to indulge your intellect on a few fundamentals power that define our journey as youth, from being the beneficiaries of development and funding to become the co-creators of sustainability. For too long, the default narrative of Pwani and and young people globally has been written for us, not by us. We are seen as a risk to be managed, a group to be addressed, but rarely as a source of solutions to be had. Mombasa and Pwani in general, as a region, suffer the same way. I don't know that this is something that is done strategically, But for so long, the people of Coast, we have faced structural injustice in terms of development, and we are not going to keep quiet. This structural injustice has led to many young people not get job opportunities. Now imagine that the struggle of trying to make a meaningful life in the middle of such force. It is no surprise then that my peers will end up in crime or migrate to other cities to harness opportunity. At times, it feels like the youth of the Coast are starved of opportunity for a reason that we are yet to fully understand. The true meaning of youth voice is not just about making noise and picketing. It's about demanding inclusion and equity in the decision-making process. It is the organized, intentional effort to use our collective experience to shape and organize local solutions for local problems. When we speak, we are not complaining. When we speak, we are not being ungrateful. No, ladies and gentlemen. When we speak, we are offering insight and a unique perspective on the reality on the ground. At oftentimes, we hit the physical and digital street with placards, chants, and banners, not because we want to be destructive, but because at times it is the only language that institution can listen to. My peers and I in the Youth Advisory Group are working to ensure that every policy, every budget, and every project in Mombasa County reflects the need and capabilities of young people. We are using our voice to build a new civic infrastructure where our participation is the standard, not the exception. We are demanding the space to be the change. The true measure of our inclusion is the shift from just having ideas to actually building the infrastructure to support them. This is the power of urgency and fits squarely within the framework of Pwani Innovation Week that has become the premium annual event where youth innovators converge and the work that Swahili Pot Hub Foundation does. During my ongoing tenure as a youth advisory group member, I have managed to move beyond passive attendance to actively co-design and co-create opportunities that are changing the young lives of people in Mombasa. As an assistant project associate of the case management program, I have built youth agency through hands-on mentorship, preparing peers for work readiness and directly connecting them to the job pathways. I have witnessed firsthand how this effort are transforming potential into tangible professional skill. This brings me to my final point. I wish the governor was here today. The most powerful engine for change is multi-sectoral partnership. This is not a request, it is a necessity for sustainable future. To the leaders, policymakers, thought leaders, inventors, and mentors in this room, the elders who hold the wisdom, the resources, and the networks, I ask you to look the young people here today, not as mere beneficiaries to be managed, but as a critical investment partners. We ask you to stop seeing youth as a risk to be managed, but as a critical engine to be deployed. And to my governor, who is also my friend, but is not here today, but I wish this message will get to him. My request to him is that may he make sure that the youth policy of Mombasa pass so that young people from Mombasa can have a framework which speak to us and responsive to the realities of young people face today. My governor, umetuweka sana. These young people that you see in this room today, They offer the urgency, they offer the innovation, and the technical power to execute that vision, ensuring that legacy you build is both sustainable and provides solutions to local problems. We are ready to stay home and build home, but we cannot do it alone. Let us forge this partnership, now ensuring that the Pwani Reimagine is a sustainable reality that we will build together. I will end by saying this quote. The American anthropologist Margaret Mead once said, "Never doubt a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it is the only thing that ever has." Look around this room. We are that small, committed group. We have defined our vision for Pwani. Now let us turn our co-created blueprint into a shared legacy. Let the future of the coast be the story of how we decide to build it together. We, the young people of Mombasa, we are just saying that we do not just need a seat at the table. We do not want you to adjust the seat for us to be at the table. But when we are at the table and we are making those decisions, we want those decisions to be taken into consideration. Those decisions are the decisions that are going to change more lives of young people in Mombasa. If I leave this stage without saying this, then I won't be doing a favor to my young people. We are not just mere beneficiaries. We are the solution. We can offer the technical expertise, you offer the resources, and we build the Pwani that we can reimagine. I will end by saying this mantra. I know James told me not to say, but youth power, youth power, youth power. When we lose our fear, they lose their power. Thank you so much. The Pwani Reimagine.
Asante sana. Youth power. Hey, hapa ni moto. Ladies and gentlemen, wewe. Yeah, there you go, there you go, there you go, there you go. You understand when Gen Zs are speaking in this country, watu watanga, we don't talk. We listen. Because there are solutions, is it? And we don't judge, eh? We listen and we don't. Thank you so much. That was a powerful speech. And Mentor, I have a challenge, I guess, because there was a specific part where he said, this is the part for the governor. And because we are recording this, maybe that small clip, because I know the governor is your friend, you could tell him, listen to what the youth had to say. That's okay? Yeah, he will listen. I know Abdul Sumad is an amazing man and he listens to young people. Asanteni sana. There you go. One more time. Let's appreciate Harith. And sorry, so he doesn't salimia me. He is engineer Mohammed, the son of Hamed. There you go. Asante sana. We also have Wendy Saru, a youth leader as well. Wendy, uko wapi? Aletwe pole pole. Hata huyu ni Gen Z. Njoo tafadhali.
When you drop it down low on the floor, yeah, that's what you prefer. Put your money where your mouth on there, yeah, that's what they prefer. Set it. Set it. When me set it, you have it, pick up. So when me set it, you have it, pick up.
Yeah, ni chape ni setie, ni shande goja mapikin, baka lale, anguka nayo, twende down, niche down kwa carpet.
Thank you. So distinguished guests, partners, innovators, fellow youths, and everyone gathering here for the Pwani Innovation Week 2025. Good morning. Are you all excited to be here this morning? So my name is Wendy Saru, a youth advisory group member under GOIN Mombasa, and a passionate youth leader who champions for women empowerment and women in leadership. Beyond youth activism, I am an entrepreneur. I run Wendy Cakes, and in this regards, if you are sitting in here in this crowd today, do not just listen to my voice, but reach out after this and order yourself a cake from me and enjoy. It is a great honor today to stand before you during this incredible event and share a moment that brings together bright minds and creative thinkers and passionate youth ready to shape the future of our coastal region. Today, as we all reflect to the theme of my talk, the power within. The power within. Youth voices shaping the future of the coastal economies. Let us remember ourselves that the most valuable resources in Pwani are not our oceans or seas or even our ports. They are our people, especially the young people. The power within us as young people lies in our creativities, our resilience, and our courage to act. Across the 6 coastal region, young people are already leading change. We see them using innovation to solve community challenges, turning small ideas into sustainable enterprises, and leading initiatives that create jobs and hopes. As we all saw it in yesterday's session, youths are aggressive, transforming our economy with their ideas. These are untold stories of young women making their way to financial freedom, a youth group transforming waste into acts, and a digital innovator connecting rural markets to new opportunities. But to unleash all this, we must go beyond token of inclusion. Young people should not only be invited into tables, they should help in designing the tables. We should not be seen as beneficiaries, but as co-creators of change. But for this power to grow, it must be supported. It needs mentorship, opportunities, and policies that enable young people to thrive through inclusivity and participation. Coastal economic holds immense opportunities, from the blue economy to tourism, culture, and trades. Stands as the heart of the Kenya economic transformation. What we ask is very simple. And one, we ask for access to more economic opportunities for young people. And two, we ask for platforms for meaningful collaboration and networking. And lastly, we ask our leaders to trust us in our capacity to deliver. We believe that when young people's voices are included, we shape the policies and the programs. We create solutions that reflects the living experience of our community. To our distinguished guests and leaders and our partners, the youth of the coast are ready to lead, ready to transform. And we cannot do this alone. We call for greater innovation hubs and skill developments. We call for meaningful youth inclusion and policy-making spaces that will enable us to give decision, and a future must be, we call for meaningful youth inclusion in policy-making spaces, because decisions of our future must include our voices. To my fellow youths, the time to wait is over. This is our moment to rise, to innovate, and to collaborate to build the coast we all dream of. Let us turn our challenges to opportunities and our ideas into impacts. As we all gather here at the Pwani Innovation 2025, let this be a movement that believes in the power within every young people to spark a change. Together as young people, the governments and partners, we build a coastal region that does not wait for opportunities, but we create the opportunities. Because the future of the coast is not tomorrow, it is right now. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are ready to see the change that we want as people and young people of the coastal region. Thank you so much. That was my time.
Thank you so much. Beautiful. Asante sana, Wendy, for that session. And you have spoken in the heart of the youth. Asante sana. Let's appreciate it. One more time. One more time. Thank you so much. Beautiful. Now, the next gentleman is a man I honor, because when it comes to touching young people in this country, he has moved a lot of them in the entire nation because of the establishment of TVET institutions here and the likes. And now, he's now serving as the chairperson as well here of the Pwani Innovation Week 2025. Please put your hands together for Dr. Kevit Desai. A round of applause to him as he comes.
Ladies and gentlemen, when I was young, like both Harith Chicha as well as Wendy Saru, I used to have the same vigor and energy as they did. And, you know, this is one of the greatest and most compelling reasons why there's every hope that within the context of our development, youth play an incredible role. And my journey too has crisscrossed the centrality of public service, as well as civil society, as well as academia and industry. And I think that, you know, today's a time and today's a theme as we celebrate the 6th edition of the Pwani Innovation Week, that we need to reflect on the incredible progress that we've made, but most importantly, how great Kenya is, and how every form of possibility exists, not only within our nation, but our relationships within the context of the Pan-African relationship that we have. And it's for that reason we have Tanzania and various other countries represented over here today at the 6th edition of the Pwani Innovation Week. Both Harith Chicha as well as Wendy Saru have expressed the foundational structure, movement, compassion, possibility within the context of what they've said. And this is something that we need to now recognize as the most important issue. And the question today is really, how do we achieve this? How do we achieve the prosperity? How do we ensure that inclusion is within the nerve and fiber of every single policy, as well as legislation, regulation, but most importantly, how do we collectively act to create this meaningful platform? Now, through all this time, much work has been achieved, and this couldn't have been possible without Mr. Noor, warmly known as Mentor, who really put his effort and his leadership to rise to the occasion to create such a platform. And I think that today we owe it to him that within this context, so much has been achieved by way of dialogue and promise as far as prosperity is concerned. But ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to emphasize here that the dialogue is one part, and one of the wishes he has, together with the board of Swahili Pot Foundation, is to ensure that we are able to create very definite outcomes of commercialization and opportunity out of all this innovation that you see. It is indeed one of the most incredible features of this event to see such clarity of thought, you know, the energies behind it, the resourcefulness, the creativity, the curiosity that goes within the context of the innovation that you shared today. And it communicates so well, and I congratulate you for that. Ladies and gentlemen, very shortly, you know, the most important issue here, and I'd like to emphasize to both Harith as well as Wendy and all of you young people here today, that what we're trying to achieve is to bring about the necessary transformation based on some of the positive features that we have. We all know that the East African community and Africa broadly has tremendous capacity by way of its communities. The fact that, you know, you have all these linkages, structures, capabilities. This is nowhere else to be found. And so I really firmly believe that, you know, as we go forward, communities take the lead in innovation, take the lead within the context of creativity and curiosity, and bring about this platform that encourages a driver within the context of commercialization for inclusive development, self-reliance, and resilience. We've seen the enormous potential that can have in a small way over here, but imagine if we're able to really expand this model and create the necessary scale. The second feature within the context of this platform consists of developing clusters. We see our friends here, both Ambassador Maddens, Ambassador Sukkot from France and Belgium respectively, and their countries' prowess and progress. We've seen tremendous efforts, you know, both from all stakeholders, the private sector, the government, the civil society, the youth, to define one of their pioneering clusters, which in the case of, for example, France, its commitment for science, technology, innovation, research, its application in the motor industry, its energy industry, or if we look to Belgium, its prowess within the context of chemicals and life sciences. All of this indicate an enormous thrust and commitment by a country to ensure that not only does it invest in potentially top sectors, but most importantly, it creates frameworks and structures to be truly inclusive. And there, the features of commercialization and enterprise creation are at the heart of their nation, and therefore it's for that reason why they have so much inclusivity and such a proportional balance within the context of how people are able to engage and express themselves. So indeed, we're thankful to them today. They're long-standing friends of Kenya, the nation, but also the incredible personal support of both Ambassador Maddens and Ambassador Sukkot for being a true friend within the context of our development, and that encouragement, which is so important as we grow further into our development. I'd also like to recognize both Kalkidan Mulugetu, who is the current chair of the Swahili Pot Foundation, for her leadership, and the former chair of Swahili Pot Foundation, Dr. Sophia, within the context of their work and leadership. I'd like to recognize the Principal Secretary, Professor Shaukat Abdul Razak, and his important role and how unique that role is within the context of having a State Department for ensuring that we're able to align our vision within the context of science, technology, innovation, and research, and how this would be able to be scaled and prioritized within the context of the national government. But most importantly, the emphasis that is now placed by the very fact that we have a State Department on science, technology, innovation. Ladies and gentlemen, indeed, the key focus areas within the context of our transformation is to create a further platform. And in the last Pwani Innovation Week, the 5th edition, it was decided, you know, that we go ahead and courageously create a platform. And we called this platform the Economic Development Investment Council. And this initiative sits under His Excellency Nasir, the Governor of the County of Mombasa's office. And within that context, we hope to create that link between the Economic Development Investment Council and yourselves. Now, indeed, this will require us to collaborate together to identify certain key sectors that are incredibly promising. Tourism is one of them. We all know that Kenya achieves 452 billion shillings on a yearly basis from tourism. But ladies and gentlemen, if we look at France and Belgium, they attract more than 10 million tourists a year. I'm sure that France attracts almost 20 million tourists. and we attract approximately 2 million tourists. So everything is all about diversification. How do we create the next generation of MICE structures? And IDIC's initiative is all about creating those platforms. So we'll need to scrutinize and create an enabling environment which addresses issues of policies, legislations, regulations, and standards. But at the same time, we need to find ways in which we build capacity in innovation and contribute it to this cluster, which has so much promise within the context of tourism. The same has to be done for sectors like agro-industrial processing, the renewable energy and green technology, digital and ICT services, the blue economy, and marine logistics. Now, as a nation, we have had conference after conference and initiative after initiative, and we are where we are. But the next bold step is to see to it that we collectively take the responsibility to address this pioneering work of Swahili Pot Foundation, to transition it into commercial success, to transition it into the possibilities that all of us can dream of and be part of. And that will be a way in which we lead to greater levels of prosperity and transformation. As I close, ladies and gentlemen, I want to once again emphasize why community. Why is community so important in this dialogue today? It's not about the national government. It's not about the county government. It's not about our development partners. It's not about all the different sectors, old people like me, young people. But it's about community. It's about how we transfer the opportunities and capabilities that communities can bring. And within this context, there couldn't be a better reason within how communities foster innovation and how they're able to sustainably transform it. But how local innovation builds economic inclusion, and this can only be achieved through communities, and how it ensures that the resilience within the context of transformation exists, the diversification of livelihoods, the adaptive capacity, the value creation for local organizations and individuals, and the fact that it's a collective responsibility, and this is one of the fastest and most transformative ways to transformation. So the long and short is to co-create solutions within their own value chains as far as community development is concerned, and how we hold it as a vision that commerce becomes a form of innovation, innovation becomes a form of empowerment, and empowerment becomes the foundation of resilience and self-reliance. We need to put every hope in this, and certainly in the shortest possible time, the visions of both the previous speakers, Harit Chicha and Wendy Saro, will be realized. I thank you very much, and once again warmly welcome you to the 6th edition of the Pwani Innovation Week, which once again brings about that phenomenal dialogue and phenomenal promise, and how it brings about this platform for us to have a collective responsibility as we co-create our future. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Tevit. We appreciate you. I don't know why the DJ is choosing that song, but you can sit with it. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, please also appreciate my DJ. He's an amazing man. Look at him, look at him, look at him. Yeah. You know, if he gets mad, he might decide we're going to get bored all through. So it's important to encourage him. Guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Are you ready for this? The chair lady is right here in the house of the Board of Management, Swahili Port Hub Foundation. Put your hands together in a beautiful way. Up together, up together. Put your hands together for Kalkidan Mulgeta. Welcome.
Someone needs to give the DJ a raise. That was excellent. Good morning, everyone. Esteemed ambassadors, Your Excellency, Principal Secretary, Professor Shaukut, distinguished guests, incredible volunteers, and to the vibrant youth of the coast, Karibuni Sana. Isn't this just so beautiful? Isn't this hall, this gathering so inspiring? Can we just give a round of applause to everyone who's involved? It is with great pride and deep commitment that I stand before you today as the chair of the board of Swahili Pot Hub here in Mombasa during Pew 2025. My name is Kalkidan Mulugeta, and before I continue with this short talk, I'd like to ask my co-board members to please stand up so people can see you and come speak to you later. Thank you so much. Is Olivier here? He's somewhere. Ben Roberts as well? Yes. Thank you. This week, we're gathering here not only for a celebration of innovation, but for a powerful moment for us to reclaim our coastal narratives, which are centered on youth, as we heard, leadership, and a new frontier of possibility. I am honored today to discuss about reclaiming coastal narratives, women, leadership, and the new innovation frontier. As we know, the coast has such a rich tapestry woven with history, culture, and resources that form the backbone of our heritage here in Kenya, but also in Tanzania and everywhere along the coast. For over 1,000 years, coastal communities have shaped this land. Yet, for too long, the stories about our region have marginalized women, youth, really those who hold immense power to transform our present, as well as to define our future. But today, we boldly reclaim those narratives by placing women and youth leadership at the heart of sustainable development. So I want to talk a little bit about inclusive governance, right? What is inclusive governance? Inclusive governance is about bringing all voices to the table, especially those that have been historically sidelined. Women? Mko, women? Come on, a bit louder. Women? There we go. We are the cornerstone of coastal families, communities, yet are invaluable insights shaping equitable and sustainable policies. So this week and from now henceforth, let's go beyond tokenistic inclusion to genuine power sharing. Here at Swahili Pot Hub, I want to tell you that women leadership is not optional. Case in point, it is foundational. Women serve as mentors. Trust me, this would not be possible without the women in leadership, Rukia, Jackie, who are somewhere running around, innovators, mentors, and decision makers. Yeah, inclusivity also means empowering youth as co-creators of solutions like Harith mentioned earlier. Far from passive recipients, youth really bring fresh ideas and boundless energy to break some of our monotonous and old paradigms. From Nepal to Morocco, Kenya to Bangladesh, we're watching in the news how youth are driving change globally. They're actually demanding change globally. As a former youth myself, I remind us all that we do not inherit the earth from our ancestors, we borrow it from our children. Globally, youth drive movements, from climate activism to technological breakthroughs. A powerful example is Ethiopian-American teenager Himan Bakala, who last year was Time Magazine's 2024 Kid of the Year. He got this for developing an innovative skin cancer treating soap, a prototype with potential to treat melanoma using immune activating compounds. And his success highlights how youth can lead in science and innovation. But we also have to make room for this. Here at Swahili Pot, youth truly thrives. And this hub is a fertile ground for young people to develop leadership alongside innovation. I hope you've all had a chance to walk through and see some of the booths for this example. For some of you, you've come in here as volunteers, or you've come in here curious to Swahili Pot Hub, and you've left as Fulbright scholars. Ideas that you've had have grown into initiatives that have become funded, that have become coastal realities. Through mentorship and access to resource at Swahili Bot, our youth innovators model sustainable development, proving trust and empowerment produce future-ready leaders. So Pwani Innovation Week itself is a testament to this journey. Young people learn governance, resource management, and community advocacy skills. These capabilities are vital for making sustainability tangible. It's just not a buzzword. Innovation that ignores gender is incomplete. So today, I want to remind us all that gender-responsive innovation recognizes and addresses the distinct challenges faced by all genders. One shining example that we have from Swahili Pot Hub is Ruth Kaveke, who began as a Swahili Pot volunteer and launched Pwani Techno Girls, empowering young women with technology skills. The Mombasa Plastic Prize also showcases entrepreneurs, some who are creating fuel from plastic waste, converting gasoline bikes to electric bikes by Godwin Manyai, if you're here. Others like Kalita Arts, who use plastic waste to create art, and Jackie Footwear that turns disposed cars tires into sandals. Our case management program, which you'll hear about more tomorrow, exemplifies impact. It's truly such a remarkable program that is a homegrown Swahili Pot Hub program that as of next year will have 9,900 graduates, 75% of whom will secure jobs. We continually seek to understand and tackle barriers to completion of this program. So we've been able to do surveys for the case management program to seek ways to understand what are some of the barriers around why some of the youth don't complete the program, and we tackle them ahead of time, right? So this ensures inclusivity and success. By integrating gender into innovation, initiatives gain broader community support and sustainability. There's also leadership lessons from around the world. Leaders like Wawira Njiru, Food for Education from here in Kenya, Malala from Afghanistan, New Zealand's Jacinda Ardern demonstrate the power of compassionate, inclusive leadership. Their examples prove that governance rooted in equity drives lasting results. Our coastal communities deserve leadership that reflects our diversity, as even seen here, and the spirit of innovation. So let's bring it home, right? Swahili Pot is a model for resilient sustainability. Swahili Pot was founded by Mahmoud, in case you did not know, he spoke earlier, Mahmoud Noor, who really embodies these values. Yes, that's him. Say, salimia watu. And let me tell you, Mahmoud truly embodies it. Mahmoud is always one to stand on the side and let youth run this. If he did not embody that spirit, trust me, we would not be having this gathering for the 6th year in a row. But he truly exemplifies these values. And Swahili Pot has become a pioneering youth-led institution that's charting a path of resilience by centering women and youth. So our vision now is transcending beyond the coast. We aim to expand this model across Kenya, and you'll hear about this through Vijana to Thrive, our partnership with NCCK, and soon across Africa, proving that inclusive governance, youth empowerment, and gender-responsive innovation can reclaim narratives and build prosperous futures. So to all innovators and aspiring leaders, are any of you here? Any innovators, any young youth, anyone here? Can I see your hands? That's the spirit. Your voice matters. You are the custodians of the next chapter in Kenya's and Africa's history. So I encourage you this week, please engage boldly. There's a lot of folks here you can speak to, right? Advocate for your communities. You know better about the challenges than we do. Learn, research, build agency, innovate solutions that uplift women and marginalized groups. And then to the women pioneers, your leadership transforms lives. Continue to break ceilings and foster bridges. Your success lights the way for others. To institutions, policymakers, partners, government, thank you for your support. continue investing in inclusive policies and sustainable infrastructure that empowers all Kenyans. Let Pwani Innovation Week inspire us to unite and propel forward a future where every woman and youth is acknowledged as an agent of change. Asanteni sana.
Thank you so much. Let's appreciate the charity with a beautiful round of applause. Asante sana. Yeah, there you go. There you go. I love this. As you can tell, the stage is being cleared for a breather because we understand we have some people here who are, by the way, help me with the generations. We have Gen Alpha, then we have Gen Z, then then you, some of you guys, then who? Where are you, Ambassador? Yeah. Did you say a fossil? No, there's no generation like that. But it's okay. I'm just checking. So for the sake of them, you have a speech. So just before them, we have a just quick breather, so that if you need to dash very quickly to a healthy break or something or that, so you can do that now. But enjoy this particular piece of entertainment from the amazing young people who told me to only call them by name after the entertainment. So please go ahead right away. Let's take it up. Let's take it up. Come up. And I can see a saxophone coming up. And as they're coming up, just a quick announcement. Please do remember to book your Dow rides for an unforgettable cultural and sundowner experience. Get a hold of Abraham Ndegwa. Where are you? Where is he? He must be around here. But once you get him, make sure you can book with him to get a spot. And I can remind that to make sure that you visit the Utamaduni village to interact with different coastal cultures and communities. Are we ready? Just checking. Are we ready on that end? Are we ready? Do I keep making announcements? Excellent. Beautiful. Welcome. you so much. Ndio hiyo. Well done. Odipo, tuendelee na kazi yetu. Asante sana. If I could have back my podium, that was a good break. Thank you so much. If you feel like doing what I have seen Mentor do, feel free. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Asante. By the way, for the generations that don't understand the song that they just sang, it just says, I love you. Now, can I have the podium please back? Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, please remember, when you go out today there at the tents as the podium is coming back, we have amazing tents outside there. And some of the displays we have is by the Kenya National Innovations Agency and Akule Ukaulize Maswali, where we also have KEMU, the university, and they will be speaking a lot about the TVET Institute that they have, what they have done as well. We have PickSpot as well, an app designed for digital delivery systems where traditional addresses might not always be reliable. They have great things to showcase there. We have Big Sheep as well. We have Bike is Best Kenya in a nutshell as well. So they will be right there as well. So go ahead and find out a few things. Premier Bank as well is there. Unaweza fungua account pale. Zanari Analytics and many more. I'll be announcing them on the go. Sawa sawa? Thank you. So let's get back to the forum because we want to listen in before we get to listening to our peers. We have amazing sessions here, and Alex Chesosi is here. We have agreed that all these people, they wanted to speak for 10 minutes, but they have agreed to speak for 7, so which is a good thing, all right? Excellent. Put your hands together for Alex Chesosi, the chairman, Truly Kenya Limited. Makofi tafadhali. Makofi tafadhali. Well done. There you go. Ashafika huyu.
Thank you very much.
Mike.
Thank you very much. I'll DJ, MC, I'll use both, yeah? But I'll restrict myself to the 7 minutes you've given me. Thank you very much. DJ, I don't know how you got to know. I don't know if there's anybody else who sings that. But be it as it may, thank you very much, the lady who did the sax. You reminded me of Fela Kuti, yeah, who played exceedingly well before you. I'll ask Mentor to give me your number so that I do what he did. But now, since we're in the digital era and we're talking about innovation, we will not do it physically. Distinguished guests, in fact, I'm very elated that Professor Shaukat, a man I've followed for very long, since his days at Egerton University, where he was heading research. And I really thank the President for finding it fit to create an innovation department and appoint Dr. Shaukat. Kenya is very safe. Our youth are in safe hands with his stewardship. All protocols observed. My name is Alex Chesosi. I represent a company by the name Truly Kenya. I saw the chair lady. You asked your team to stand, and in such difficulties, speaking in public, it's a very difficult endeavor. I don't know if the Truly Kenya team is here to stand. Truly Kenya. Thank you very much. Our presentation will be in 3 parts. I will give a very short remarks. Number 2, my colleague Elon will come here and showcase the nexus, what we have, the thing we think that can cure the youth bulge as one of the emerging issues, and how we can meaningfully engage the youth. Then after that, we'll be joined by our colleague who is in the US via, or rather online. So, Bwana MC, maybe you'll give us a little more time. We had asked for that, yeah. Yeah, so I'll start my remarks in the following fashion. There are many emerging issues in the globe today. In fact, Mentor told me not to mention one, which might be controversial. But of course, you know, there's a climate change as an emerging issue. But specifically, and for today, we'll talk about the youth bulge. You all know youth, there are many ways, statistically or generally, a youth is anybody from the age of 18. It's that transition between child and middle age. But our country has designated the age of 18 to 35 as youth. And about 60% of our population falls in this category. And then that begs the question, how we should engage our youth. Because if we don't engage them in a constructive manner, you have seen what the youth can do. We have witnessed it here in our country. I think 2 years ago, you saw what the Gen Zs did. You know, people fear Gen Zs. When the first speaker, I think Mazrui spoke here, his closing parting shot was about when they lose. When they lose? Yeah, so you are attentive. So if youth are not engaged properly, that's where we end up. So the youth bulge has two sides of the story. We either get a youth dividend, which is youth harnessing youth's potential to spur economic development in our country, starting from the coast region as a subset of our country. Or we get a youth disruption, which okay, thank you. Yeah. Yeah, I'm told PS has to leave, so I'll make my remarks very brief. So we are at the point where we're talking about the youth dividend or the youth disruption. So as Truly Kenya Limited, we operate a number of verticals, and Elon will come and talk very briefly about one vertical. Then I will take it up from there, since I'm told the PS has to exit the meeting. So Elon.
Pai mugulel dan de boman amutum danyo wah si
Yeso la kaya tap tainya itai tap kelye kya mu etigo sundai iya very nice. Yeso la kaya.
Good morning, everyone. All protocols observed, and because of time, I won't take much of your time. My name is Alan Mwangi, team lead on Truly Kenya Digital, and also the head of marketing for Truly Kenya. I think, as my chairman was alluding to, we know that by 2035, Africa will have the largest workforce in the world, and that will come with opportunities, it will also come with challenges. But at Truly Kenya, we do our best to mitigate the challenges, and so that we can take maximum advantage of the opportunities. So one of the verticals that my chairman was speaking about is Truly Kenya Digital. It's an online platform that's growing towards becoming a super app. Today, one thing we've been doing is we've been on this journey with Swahilipot for roughly a year, and today we're just launching it. You can just come back to our tent, and we can give you more insights into it. So I'll just want to play one video. Bonatito, video 2. Video 2, yes, because of time. Now.
Invite friends, climb the leaderboard, earn even more. Just now, it's a movement. So what are you waiting for? Sign up now at trulykenyandigital.com. Earn, win, belong. Because the next big thing is you. Tired of scrolling every day and getting nothing? Tired of scrolling every day and getting nothing for it? Now your screen time can finally pay you back with Truly Kenyan Digital. Play fun daily trivia, win instant cash prizes, join weekly raffles for $100. So what are you waiting for? Sign up now at trulykenyandigital.com. Earn, win, belong. Because the next big thing is you.
Yeah, so that's one vertical, so Truly Kenya Digital. The whole point is trying to make sure that all the, let's say, advertising, all the things that companies and corporates are doing in Kenya and in Africa come back to the people who are here. So instead of going to global multinationals, let's try and make sure that this economy actually helps our people and takes our creator economy to the next level. On the other side, we also have a sports angle to it. Because of time, I won't play the video. But the whole thing around the sports angle is using AI, using different partners, using AI to make sure that we can be able to identify talent and nurture this talent from wherever they are. Because as long as you have a phone, you can be able to be spotted for either football, basketball, and so forth. And then from there, creating the verticals required and putting in the structures required to make sure that this will work. So we also have just one person who will make their remarks online. Eric, give me a few, just use 1 minute and we'll be done. Okay, thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, just appreciate the team first with a beautiful round of applause. Asante sana. And we wanted to see that virtual video as well live on screen, so we'll enable that immediately after this. That's okay, so we don't miss out on anything. And thanks so much for that. And I hope they can scan that QR code so they can download that. So tech team, if you don't mind, probably you could put the QR code in the process so that people can use it. Thank you so much for that. Ladies and gentlemen, in the same breath, we have a man that I think now we are good friends, I think so, because we have been meeting in many other corners. His Excellency Ambassador Anoshiku, the French Ambassador to the Republic of Kenya. Please put your hands together for him as he comes. A round of applause to him. Mkaribisheni Kipwani tafadhali aje hapa. Ajue kwamba hata sisi wanatanga mnyinyi mnaongea pia Kifaransa, si ndio? Hata huyu jamaa, wote utasikia venye anaongea lugha yenu. Welcome sir, welcome sir. Good.
Mheshimiwa Katibu Mkuu wa Wizara ya Ubunifu, Profesa Shaukat, Balozi rafiki yangu Balozi Peter, Balozi wa Saudi Kevin, Madam Chair, na pia rafiki yangu Mentor 001 Bwana Mahmud. Asante sana kwa mabibi na mabwana. Vijana oye, muko poa. Kwanza yangu ni mfupi kabisa kwa sababu PS amechelewa kidogo, so nimeharakisha kidogo kwa hotuba. Lakini kwanza ningependa sema pongezi kwa Bwana Mahmud wa timu yake kwa kazi safi kabisa. Piga makofi tafadhali. Mimi nimekumbuka kama nilikuja tamasha hili kwa mara ya kwanza, ilikuwa ndogo. Sasa ni mkubwa kabisa, si ndio? Ni kubwa kabisa kufaulu kwa sababu Bwana Mahmud wa timu wa Swahili Pop amefanya kazi mzuri kabisa. So asante sana. Mimi ninasema Ufaransa na Coast na Pwani ni majirani. Kwa sababu iko kisiwa pale katika bahari ya Hindi imeitwa Mayotte. Wa Mayotte wa Pwani zimesha utamaduni Kiswahili. So it's a pleasure to be here as a neighbor of the coast. And we have always been here to support this endeavor, the Pwani Innovation Week, and will continue to do so. So let me be fairly short. I think what we try to do when we support initiative of that kind is misikiza sauti ya vijana kwanza. I agree with you, lakini alafu lazima tumeleta maendeleo kwa mashinani, kwa ground, and that's why we're trying to do in various initiatives that we're taking with various partners, Swahili Port being one, the county government of Mombasa, the Kenyan Red Cross, and various stakeholders that we work together. The whole point is to do mashinani. I think Bwana Kevit, you were also heading an organization called Mashinani to bring the skills to the ground. And I just want to mention a few of them. I think there's an untapped potential in the field of creative economy in this country. And so through the likes of the Alliance Française of Mombasa, I know the director was there, we try to bring various initiatives to the ground. So we have an initiative called Cinema Mtaani, Photo Mtaani, whereby creators from the coast can nurture their talent and also monetize their talent. So I think that's a very good initiative. I think sports also is also a very untapped sector where Kenya and France can work together. And when you talk about creativity, I think the sport space is a natural one. I think we've done something, I think a couple of months ago, called Ndondi Mashinani. Yes, exactly. So we bring the ring close to the people, then to nurture, detect talent, and then support their talent development. So I don't want to be too long. I just want to say that we'll stand by the side of the young people of the coast because we share a lot with you. And asante sana, tuendelee kufanya kazi pamoja. Asanteni.
Thank you so much. Merci beaucoup. Beautiful, beautiful. DJ, uko na kitu ya Kifaransa? Just checking. Ndio hiyo. Asante. Thank you so much for that. Ladies and gentlemen, in the same breath, His Excellency Ambassador Peter Martins is here, the Belgian ambassador to the Republic of Kenya. Round of applause to him as he comes as well. Makofi tafadhali. Well done. That's the Belgian beat. Well, all the best.
Alors, qui dit études dit travail, qui dit taf te dit les thunes, qui dit argent dit dépenses, qui dit crédit dit créance, qui dit dette te dit huissier.
Stromae, wow. Good morning. Good morning, PS. Good morning, my friend. Good morning, colleagues. This is the first time that I've been allowed to speak here. And apart from being such an inspiring, not this year, just fourth time in general. Apart from being such an inspiring event, it was such a pleasure to engage with this amazing group of people. This year especially, the theme is something that is close to my heart. Less than a year from retirement, I look around and see that the future is in good hands. In Europe, after 2 world wars, our grandparents had to rebuild the continent twice in one lifetime. They then built the institutions and mechanisms to guarantee peace, institutions like the UN, which make war difficult, or NATO, which makes war impossible, or the EU, which makes war unthinkable. They built mechanisms to reduce economic disparities in our societies, free education, social security, healthcare. And our parents then went and embedded these institutions and mechanisms in our societies and tried to scale them up to a global level. And when we, the baby boomers, were called to manage, grow, and strengthen what we were given, we turned inward and we became, and it's such an ugly word, we became selfish. The UN is useless, the EU is a danger, working a year or 2 more to ensure that our pension systems survive is not fair, paying a little more to see a doctor so that the health insurance system remains solvent is unreasonable. That's why it's important to see the following generations, millennials, Gen Zs in particular, take up the challenge and work for a sustainable future. That new mindset for these generations is vital, especially in countries like Kenya and regions like the Kenya coast. You know, if you look around the exhibits back there, it's clear that the new mindset is taking roots. Job seekers are becoming job creators. Not enough, but it's encouraging. We may have been too focused on employment, not enough on entrepreneurship. Innovation, disruption, and the risk-taking that are key to development and wealth creation is what it's all about. And you, the Kenyan youth, seem to have understood this more than most. Innovation here doesn't need to copy-paste solutions from other continents. God knows we've done that before, and we've lived the consequences. The answer is often right here, in your coral reefs, in your historic old town, and in the rhythm of the ocean tide. Innovation isn't always about creating the next Silicon Valley app. It's about creating the most effective local solution to a local problem. Those exhibits that I just mentioned are the best examples of what this community can make happen. And truly great innovation solves a problem. That being said, innovation is a team sport. The person with the coding skills needs to be in the same room with the person who understands the cultural nuances. The blue economy is your economic lifeline. Every maritime innovation, every tourism venture, and every port operation is designed not just for profit today, but for prosperity for the next generations. And that's why the green-blue economy, and that's what the green-blue economy actually is. And it's what we must commit to. For investors and policymakers in this room, let me ask this. Are you giving Pwani's young innovators the soil, the water, and the sun that they need to grow? You need to build a financial and policy ecosystem that rewards risk-taking and local impact. Pwani Reimagined is not a dream. It's a blueprint. It's a call to action for every one of you to become an active agent of change. Shall we leave this week with a commitment to not just talk about innovation, but to execute localized, sustainable, and high-impact solutions that truly benefit the coastal communities? Like I said, I'm retiring in less than a year, so this will probably be the last opportunity I have to speak here. Chris and I are leaving this job in July next year. So I want to do one more thing, and I want to make you do one more thing before closing. Mentor, it's been an honor to be part of your journey. And the friendship that you and I have developed is one of the most impactful in my life here. I mentioned a minute ago how important it is to bridge generations. And that is the success of your Swahili Pod Hub. And it's what you, as mentor, have achieved like no other. My hat off to you, sir. Can we please stand and give this guy the recognition he deserves? Thank you very much.
Oh my goodness, I didn't know that we're coming to that end there. So if you don't mind, can I have that? My mic. Wow. What a moment, what a moment. And I think, it's actually different here. I thought we should be the one as well standing for the ambassador as well, because he said you're less than a year and then you're gone. I hope you have already bought a plot here. Kenyans buy a plot here because we need you more and more and more. Ladies and gentlemen, why don't you all stand to appreciate the ambassador as well with a beautiful round of applause. Come on. Well done. Thank you so much. We love you. We appreciate you for the support. In the same breath, while still standing, put your hands together for the PS as he comes here. Sorry, I was about to call you another name because of Peter Mardens. Please put your hands together for Professor Abdul Razak, the PS, State Department of Science, Research and Innovation, as he comes as well. Welcome, Azak. Well done, Wana PS. Welcome. Thank you so much. Karibu sana.
Hello. I was just wondering when I was seated there, and I Ambassador Peter, I'm going to switch in both English and Kiswahili. Why I was wondering was that I was just looking forward to which song they are going to play for me. When you have a crossbred like me. So next time I'm going to tell you the one that you should play so that you can have a mix of the song. But that was fantastic. Thank you very much. Look, a lot has been said, but let me take this opportunity first and foremost to really thank Mahmoud, what you all call him, mentor, for this excellent arrangement, Mahmoud, that you have done here, and for inviting me to come and share my thoughts with you. And secondly, really to recognize the leaders that spoke here, the two leaders, many thanks. Of course, the chair of the Pwani Innovation Week, the former PS, Kevin Desai, thank you very much. The chair lady of the board of management of Swahili Port, Mulgeta. Next time we're going to do that together. Yeah. Alex Chisosi, the chair of Truly Kenya Limited. Of course, my two good friends, Mabalozi Wawili, Balozi Arnold, and Excellency Peter as well. And the two CEOs who are present here, the NRF, Professor Dixon, and Kenya as well, Dr. Tony. I have friends for a long time. I have to recognize his present, Professor Hassan Mshinda. When I used to serve as the CEO, can you please give him a clap? I mean, I was very impressed that Hassan keeps on coming for this event. I meant to understand. When I used to serve as the CEO of the Commission for Science, Technology and Innovation, Hassan was the Abdul Razak or Shaukat of Tanzania. This is how we used to call and identify ourselves. It really gives me an honor, friends and colleagues, to stand and be able to make some remarks before you because the ambassador, the French ambassador, speaks Swahili. I will try and speak a little bit of Swahili so that I don't appear as if balozi uko hapa na mimi siongee lugha ya Kiswahili. Lakini lugha yangu nitajaribu kuifanya iwe ni lugha ambayo hata wewe pia ikiwa ni gwiji wa lugha ya Kiswahili kidogo nitaka upotee. And also I'm going to speak English for the benefit of my good friend and Ambassador Peter as well. Pwani Reimagined, youth Young Agency Innovation and Sustainability of Coastal Economies. This is what has made us gather here. This week begins by celebrating the heritage and identity through the Utamaduni Village Showcase, and I meant to understand there are a lot of events that went through yesterday, because Pwani cannot build forward if it forgets where it comes from. Na sisi watu wa Pwani mara nyingi sana husema mwacha asili ni mtumwa. Kwa hivyo mara nyingi sana huwa tunaangalia tunatoka wapi, kwa sababu kuna utamaduni, kuna ustaarabu, kuna mambo mengi ambayo sisi tunajivunia watu wanaweza kuja wakaiona. Na mimi nimefurahi sana, very pleased that I can come here, nikaona kwamba ule utamaduni na ule ustaarabu wetu tumeutia ndani yake masala ya sayansi, uvumbuzi na pia masala ya ubunifu. Kwa hivyo nataka niwapongeze sana. I just want to let you know that Kenya is entering a historical transformation decade. When you listen to His Excellency the President William Samoei Ruto, Dr. William Samoei Ruto, having spoken about bottom-up economic transformative agenda, of which I can see that the Ambassador of France has really embraced that, and everything he does is mashinani. Ndondi, mashinani. Mpira, mashinani. The bottom-up economic transformative agenda. But also we have the Vision 2030 that will be able to transform Kenya to be the middle income country. But His Excellency now has given us a marching order that not just the Vision 2030, he is thinking beyond that. And he would like to see together with all of us that by 2055, Kenya will be in that space of a first world status as well. And this is not possible if we do not embrace the people who are really on the driving seat now, and they are going to be even more relevant then, and this is the youth that we are talking about. So as we strive to do this, science, research, and innovation, youth must lead the transformation. And we mean it when we say this. And His Excellency the President has decided to create this State Department in charge of science, research, and innovation. Looking at the research, innovation, technology policies, we are ensuring that we can be able to create that enabling environment for you to strive, for you to be able to come forward and be able to use the talent that you have so that you can be able to do whatever you like to do in the space of transformation and development. The national innovation programs, the CEO of Kenya is here. You've heard about the startup programs that we've been having. You've heard about the Kenya Innovation Week as well, that we every year that we celebrate, and we want to do that. But also we are looking at the issues of commercialization, so that when you have the idea to prototype, how do you ensure you can be able to commercialize? Our mission is really to make innovation the engine of the Kenya 21st century economy. And the coast is central to the Kenyan future, because this is where we always say, this is where it all began. It is through here, the Indian Ocean, that today we are Muslims, and today we are Christians, and today we are able to be traders and business people, because it all began here. This is the gateway of this great country that we have. And we must be able to remind ourselves that it began here, and you must be able to recognize the potential that we have. Sustainable agriculture, seed we value. Very impressed when you go outside there. You can be able to see the innovative ideas of which they've been able to come up with some products. The coastal tourism, the ocean-based renewable energy. And I've challenged a few of our youngsters there as they're looking for wind, they're looking for solar. We also have sea wave that we can be able to tap as well. And this is in line with what the President is talking about. Because if Kenya has got to leapfrog to be the first world economy, just to give you 3 examples that His Excellency the President always likes to talk about. One is we must be able to increase in terms of our energy capacity in this country, from almost 2,300 megawatts to 10,000 megawatts. And for us to be able to leapfrog, we must be more innovative. We must identify all sources of energy so that we can be able to bridge that gap. And I'm glad with partners such as France, for example, there is that agreement of engineering between France institution and University of Nairobi. This is something that can be able to propel. But also we have to look at the issue of food, that His Excellency always reminds us is unacceptable. 60 years plus down the line after independence, we are still importing food. Yet you can see when you go into the blue economy, the potential that we have at the moment, translating to almost 37 billion Kenya shillings, with a huge potential of almost 600 billion, right? So we need to look for ways and means of how we can be able to harness what we are able to do in the country by value addition, by looking at food safety, food security, and food sovereignty. It can only happen if you embrace science, technology, and most importantly, the innovation. And thirdly, how can we be able to continue building infrastructure? And when you talk about infrastructure, is basically technology, is basically innovation as well. But this week, it demonstrates opportunities. One is blockchain for coastal trade and traceability. Secondly, the youth-led agriculture innovation. Thirdly is the digital safety and cyber readiness as well. And I think all this, when you go outside there, you can be able to sample. Pwani Innovation Week is not just a conference, in my opinion. It is a laboratory for the future of Kenya. Youth are the powers. Our coast is young, gifted, restless for opportunity. So as the government, we are saying youth are not passengers in development, but they are co-pilots so that we can be able to steer the destination of this country to the place where it needs to be. And this is why when you look at the Vision 2030 towards 2055, we are striving to ensure there is a very strong youth entrepreneurship, skills, technology at the core economic growth. This is why we are decentralizing innovation, and I'm glad here, I know we have the youth from different parts of this region, Kilifi, Kwale, Tana, Lamu, and of course Mombasa, that you are able to come together. I want to encourage you to break the silos and be able to build the synergies, collaboration, and cooperation among yourselves, and I want to assure you of my full support in this. It is very important also you continue building the partnership. We've seen the two ambassadors, we've called His Excellency the Ambassador, representative of Saudi as well, who is here, and many thanks. And we cannot do it alone. It's a collective responsibility that our friends are true friends like the ones that we have here. We can be able to move together and bridge this space. So as we move forward, I want to forge a Pwani Coastal Vision 2030 towards 2055. You must have visionary leaders. If you don't have leaders who cannot think beyond their nose, beyond their tenure, then we are not going to develop. And that's why His Excellency is always talking beyond the tenure of his office. Here is somebody who is looking at 2055. Looking at programs such as the one that we've just launched, the Nyota, where we are looking at the youth empowerment. We are supporting small businesses, minds that we can be able to thrive. We are looking at Kazi Mashinani. You are looking at Kazi Maju, the mobility that people can have opportunity to go outside and be able to serve and come back and be able to use that knowledge. And of course, we have so many other programs. Whenever I come to the coast, I always like to say this, that if you have any program in government, please jump in. If you have any questions, call me, I will explain to you. I can tell you, Sha, it's working. And I've seen people registering for that. Because if we don't, then you will come and say we have been marginalized, like what we're hearing now. Opportunities are there. Whenever you hear there is this program Nyota that I was in Kwale and I saw over 4,000 really people coming out to register for this. And if you're not given that space, then we will fight it for you. That's why His Excellency says nobody should be left behind, especially the youth and the PWG, that we can be able to move forward together. So as you move forward, we need to look at the co-design with the community. How can we engage the community? And there is no better way of doing this like what you are doing here now. It is bringing everybody together. It is socialization of the science. Is to ensure the science, technology, and innovation has got impact in the society. I've been following a mentor when he runs all this journey when I was here and when I was at the UN. I've been very impressed because it has really built capacity, capability, and change of cultural aspect and mindset. People now wanaweza kusimama, wakaweza kujitetea, wakaweza kujisimamia. You can see the talent of people that have been demonstrated this morning, and I think we need to move forward. So the vision is, let us imagine a coast where sustainable industry flourish, the ports that are powered by technology, culture creates global business, youth innovation solve climate and community challenge. And of course, Kenya stands tall among first world economies by 2055. This is where we need to think of. We need to have that long shot, long vision, and be able to have the transformative leadership that we are talking about. This vision begins here, now with you. It is you, get hold of it. We are going to continue creating the enabling environment. We are going to continue looking at the relevant policies that will enable you to have that public-private partnership that we can be able to strive and be able to take this country to the next level. So in closing, friends and colleagues, Pwani is not a periphery of development. Pwani is a gateway of the Kenya global future. To every young person here, you are the innovators, you are the protectors, you are the architect of the vision 2030 towards 2055. Your time is not tomorrow, your time is now. Kwa hivyo mimi nachukua fursa hii kuwashukuru sana kwa wakati wenu wa kuja kutusikiza, na pia nimefurahi sana kwa sababu sisi mara nyingi tunasema tukiwa Pwani, first to school, last to graduate. Inamaanisha kwamba hizi shule nyingi, ikiwa baadhi yao ni ile ambayo mimi nimesoma, Alidina Visram 1923 was established. But when you look at the university in this part of the country was set up in 2007 when I was chairing the task force to set up that university. But it's a different ball game now. Under devolution, it's a different ball game. The resources are really with the people. The resources are on the ground. And opportunities like this must be grabbed so that we can all be able to work together. So mimi naomba tu kwamba muendelee kufanya kazi pamoja, muendelee kushirikiana sisi na ndugu zetu ambao ni mabalozi kutoka nje, ili tufanye kazi pamoja. Na kama serikali ni kuhakikishia kwamba hii nafasi ya vijana ya kuhakikisha kwamba talenta ambayo iko, inshallah tutahakikisha kwamba tumeikuza, tumewasaidia ili mupate kuendelea mbele. So with this, asanteni sana, Mungu awabariki. Na unaona sisi watu wa Pwani, na hakika mila nyingi sana, ikiwa tuko Kenya, tunasema ikiwa umefanya shughuli yako ukakuta mvua inanyesha namna hii, basi hii ni ishara ya baraka. For those who are in English, whenever you see something like this and there is rain that coming, it's really a blessing. And truly this is a blessing. This is a blessed gathering. I wish you all the very best and looking forward to continue partnering, collaborating and working together with you. Asanteni sana na Mungu awabariki nyote. Thank you so much.
Asante sana bwana PS. La kabla utoke ningeomba tafadhali tupate muda tu wa picha 2-3 alafu tuweze kukuaga pale, ndio ukiendelea mambo ya kwenda vizuri. Haya, kwa hivyo naomba, I'm requesting my guests, chief mentor, the ambassadors, all the speakers. Aya, balozi njoo hapa, ambassadors please come right here. Mje hapa. And I'm so sorry because you shall be joining the PS into a very nice jig or so. So yeah, karibuni hapa. Just welcome. Photographers, be ready. You can take the center stage so you can take nice pictures. Thank you so much. Wanapwani mpo? Mpo? Nauliza tu swali, mpo kweli? Hey, haya sasa, haya wapi kelele kidogo ya hawa wenzetu hawa wako hapa mbele? Yes, very well, very well. I can see they are well organized. They are well organized. Are we ready? Are we ready for this? Excellent. Let's take that picture. Let's take that picture. The CEO as well of Kenya is here. Welcome, welcome. Asante sana. Wacha kwanza tutoe haya, naomba tafadhali tuangalie pale, tuangalie pale, tuangalie pale. Haya, songa kidogo tu hapa nimesimama. Hapo sawa, kidogo tu pale kwenye. Asanteni sana. Then this curve this way, this curve forward. Hapo sawa. Haya, twende basi. Moja, mbili, tatu. Ngoja kidogo. Unajua bila tanga kutakuwa kubaya. Haya, sawa basi. Haya, asante sana. Haya, twende 1 2 3. Haya. Tumepiga pale. Haya, ngoja kidogo DJ kidogo tu. You know, this picture I understand is not complete without a jig. Bwana PS, are you ready to start us off? Haya, let's go. Come on, DJ. Give us that. Wapi beat bana? Songesha mbele. Haya, twende basi. Hey, kila mtu twende. PS. PS, you step forward kidogo. Step forward. Haya. Ambassador, show us the French move. How do you do? This one is like robotic. Excellent. Belgium. There you go. Lovely. Well done. Let me take you to Ethiopia. Kalkidan. One move. Come on. Hey. Haya, ya mwisho twende Tanga. Mnafanyaje kule kwenu? Mama Suluhu ataona. Asante sana. Let's appreciate them with a beautiful round of applause. Asanteni sana. You may exit the stage. Asante sana. Beautiful moments there. Thank you so much. Hey. Asante sana DJ. Shukran sana. Mwenzangu pale, naomba twende pale kwenye plenary very fast. The first plenary, as we allow the peers as well to exit at his convenience. We want to move on very fast right now to the first plenary of the session on youth creativity and the future of Pwani's hospitality. Kwa hivyo naomba tukae tu pale ndio tuweze kuendelea. I'm just checking in with my team whether we have the video ready. James, do we have the video ready? The one that is starting us off. Excellent. We're going to have a quick video from our guest speaker, that is Alice, and then quickly get into the session. But I'm just confirming, or do we just move on straight in? Excellent, lovely, beautiful. So our moderator for the session, please put your hands together for Rukia Jamal, partnership lead right here at Swahili Port Hub Foundation. Please come. They're getting ready right here, but Rukia, wewe tunaweza anza tuendelee, sio?
Vijana barubaru na wewe. Japo ninapata kidogo, ninalisha familia, ndoto nimeweka kwa moyo, haiwezi didimia.
Thank you. Thank you everyone. Thank you everyone, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning. Is it still morning? It's already afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Rukia Jamal Janwala, and I work for Swahili Port Hub Foundation as the Partnerships and Resource Mobilization. I'd like to welcome all of you once again to the Innovation Week. And today, part of the key things that we do here at the Hub and why Innovation Week exists is to be able to promote the investment and innovation potential of the coast region. And the hospitality and tourism sector for a long time has been one of the economic drivers for the region. And today here, we're going to have a panel discussion powered by the Economic Development and Investment Council to understand the effort it's making to make Mombasa and the Pwani region as a whole as a key economic space on how we're able to promote tourism and innovation across the region. So before I call my panelists on stage, I would like the screen team to project a video from Alice Guglev, the CEO of GDI Africa, who is not able to join here today, but will be able to join us from Thursday.
So many great organizations, people, and youth in the Pwani region, from Kenya down to Tanzania. So sorry I'm missing you today due to a family emergency, but I hope to see you all later this week. Thank you to all that are here today, including government, diplomats, civil society, academia, and the private sector, all protocols observed. First of all, huge congratulations to Swahili Platform Foundation and all its partners on another amazing Pwani Innovation Week. PIW is a labor of love and dedication. It is an extraordinary vision and takes hundreds of people working tirelessly together to make it all possible. It is also my honor to represent and support the Economic Development and Investment Council of the Greater Mombasa area. We call it EDIC. The vision for EDIC is to build on the assets and opportunities in this Pwani region. From the port and logistics to the blue economy, hospitality and tourism, and the legacy of an extraordinary Swahili heritage. To high potential value chains such as fisheries, tea, and cashews, this region has so much to offer. In order to realize this potential, we need top quality financial and business teams to put together investable deals, build demand-driven business ecosystems, and connect to investors. Critically, we need to do this in a way that supports the creation of local economic growth, jobs, and opportunities for people here in the Pwani region. This is where EDIC comes in, to develop investable opportunities and get them over the line toward financial close. The team has identified and are developing exciting business ideas in deep partnership with government and the private sector. They are making great progress to take ideas about businesses and make them a reality. Thank you to the team and everyone involved in moving from vision to real concrete business growth. We know that this will translate to job creation that we all so desperately need, and make sure that all of the talent and opportunity that exists here in Pwani has a bright future. Thank you for your vision and partnership. See you soon.
Thank you. Thank you very much to Alice Guglev for actually being a vision bearer to a lot of the initiatives that we're able to handle here. So I'd like to call on stage my panelists, starting with our very own Dr. Kevich Desai, who's not only the chair of Pwani Innovation Week this year, but also the chair of the Economic Development and Investment Council, and also the former PS of the East African Commission. Next on stage, I'd like to have Sukaina Al-Husseini. She's a content creator and also a board member of the Mombasa Tourism Council, courtesy Thank you. Thank you very much. So this is Sukaina Al-Husseini. She's a content creator and also the board member of the Mombasa Tourism Council under the Department of Trade and Tourism at the County Government of Mombasa. Next on stage is Peter Kibe, the Hospitality and Tourism Pathway Lead, and also the man behind the Mombasa Tourism Innovation Lab. The next person on stage is Karim, who is an experienced host at African Food Trail. And lastly, we have Lucian from Big Ship. He's very good at ecotourism. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And right straight to our panel for the day. Before we start, I'd like to call upon the Executive Director of EDIC, who is John Kashangaki, to give us an overview on what is EDIC's vision specifically in the hospitality and tourism sector.
Thank you so much. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. All protocols observed. I can see the DJ was a bit confused what music to play. When you leave, you can play some bongo when I leave. But anyway, it's a pleasure and also a great honor to be here at Pwani Innovation Week for the first time. As was mentioned, my name is John Kashengaki. I'm the CEO, Executive Director of the Economic Development and Investment Council for Pwani, Kenya. And Alice, one of the vision bearers, laid out clearly what we're trying to do. And when I look across the room and see so many of you young people, that's really why EDIC was born. We're really a baby of Swahili Pot. We're a baby of the work that they're doing, trying to work with you young people, trying to see how we can create a bigger pie, more economic opportunities, and more jobs for all of you. And that's really what EDIC is all about. But we're really about working with partners, taking good ideas from the idea stage to where they actually get funded. How many of you have good ideas out here? I don't see many, but everyone in this room has an idea. Every one of you has seen an opportunity. Our aim is really to take good ideas and get them funded. And that takes a lot of work. And behind the scenes, we're doing a lot of work in partnership with the county government, in partnership with the Mombasa Investment Corporation, in partnership with all the key players in the private sector. And as is mentioned in key sectors, tourism is one of our major sectors, but we're also working in logistics, in transport, in agribusiness, in manufacturing. I won't take a long time, but just basically to say three things about what we're trying to do in tourism. In tourism, there are three ideas we're trying to get to the point where we see reality. One of them is to see the old town regain the glory that it has had over the centuries and bring thousands of visitors here on a daily, weekly, and monthly basis. And we're working with partners to see how we can drive more visitors to Old Town through very specific initiatives and products. The second is to take the good ideas, the good products that are out there, and link them with the hotels. When we talk to a number of the hotels, many of them are not aware of some of the good ideas that you'll hear about today. We are a convening body. We will bring people together so that we get more visitors actually using the products and services in the tourism sector. The third area of growth that we see is in conferences and events. Mombasa increasingly has the opportunity to become a hub in Africa, but also globally for conferences and events. Right now, out of the 29 events, no, actually the 35 events, big events, international events that Kenya hosted last year, Mombasa got 5, Nairobi got 29. How many want to see Mombasa reach 29 from 5? You can imagine the number of opportunities, job opportunities that will be created by increasing the number of international events from 5 to 29 per year. And so we're working with key stakeholders on two very exciting projects. One is to create a bureau that will bid for international conferences globally and bring them to Mombasa. And EDIC is going to work to incubate that bureau and help it grow and bring more events to the coastal region and specifically to Mombasa. The second is to take an idea that has been talked about for a long time, but actually get it supported and funded, and that's a Mombasa Convention Center. So we're working to do all the financial work, the feasibility studies, so that we can actually get that project invested and going and working in the coastal region. So I'll stop there, but thank all of you for coming here, for showing the interest, and we look forward as EDIC Pwani Kenya, which is what we're called, EDIC Pwani Kenya. We look forward as EDIC Pwani Kenya working with all of you to bring more jobs and opportunities to the coastal region. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much to John Kashangaki, who's the ED of EDIC. So straight away to our panel here. I realize I did not give a proper introduction to my panelists. When they're coming on stage, especially just to talk about what exactly they're doing in the context of the panel that we have today. So in less than a minute, I'd like each and every one of you to tell us who you are and what exactly you do. We can start from Lucienne.
Distinguished guests, all protocols observed, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. My name is Luciana Diombo. I work as an urban resilience and entrepreneurship lead at Big Ship organization. And Big Ship majorly does environmental conservation through promoting sustainable biodiversity and empowering community well-being, collaborative actions and practices. Majorly, we focus on mangrove conservation, among us empowerment and household well-being. But of course, we also have an ecotourism program that runs across and where we'll be shedding more light on what we do about it today. Thank you.
Thank you so much. All protocols observed. My name is Peter Kibe. I work at GDI as well as Swahilipot as a tourism and hospitality lead, looking at all the opportunities that exist within the hospitality and tourism space for young people. I'm also involved in Mombasa Tourism Innovation Lab, an initiative anchored here at Swahilipot, Kenya, to look at how we can incubate new touristic experiences and rejuvenate our tourism product here at the coast region. Thank you so much.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Kevin Desai. I champion commerce-led innovation in commerce, and very specifically the ability to create environments, business environments and business ecosystems. I chair the Pwani Innovation Initiative, and I'm also a director on Swahilipot Hub. Thank you.
All protocols observed. All protocols observed. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Sakina Al-Husseini. I'm an economic and business advisor and consultant. I also sit on the board of Mombasa Tourism Council to look at the overall industry of tourism and how we can synergize with other industries.
All protocols observed. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Karim Sheikh. I'm a content creator and experienced host at the African Food Trail, where we concentrate mainly on gastronomy tourism and let our cultural and Swahili food tell our stories, because there's so much to tell in our Swahili cuisine. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. In the context of tourism, so in anything that we'd want to promote, it is very important to understand who exactly we're selling to. So in that specific context, a question straight away to Peter Kibe. So Peter, in your experience, in understanding who is the modern tourist, can you define to us who the modern tourist in the context of data, their spending patterns, expectations on what we're looking for in terms of experiences and tourism, and exactly how the sector should be able to respond to that need?
Sorry, thank you so much. The modern tourist, our tourism landscape has changed over time, being informed by the demographic changes, as we all know globally, without the need to repeat. The tourist that was traveling some decades ago was the pensioner, someone who has saved all through his working life, and he has come down here to spend some days. So you found that tourist needs were very different from the tourist of today. There are so many studies, including the World Tourism Organization, the World Economic Council, that has shown the trends that are informing our tourist landscape. For instance, the biggest, or rather the bulk of our travelers are the millennials, and now the Gen Z, who are more into the experiential travel. They want to spend more money, not in expensive accommodation, not in an expensive resort, whereas that is important, but they want to make their travel meaningful, more experiential. And I just wanted to share a little bit of data that I managed to get from very credible reports that will shape our discussions today. One is that an estimated 34 million visitors are expected to travel to the African continent in the year 2025. This is from UNWTO. This shows that tourism is still fundamentally very strategic for our economic growth, our jobs driver. Secondly, Kenya is the fourth best performing destination in the whole of Africa. The thirdly is that UN tourism projection has has projected an average of 3% to 5% growth in international arrivals. What this means is that we are now the numbers that we are achieving in Kenya are actually have exited the pre-pandemic levels. And lastly, look here, if you allow, experiences and attractions combined actually accounted for around 10% of in-destination expenditure. What this means is that if, let's say, someone was spending $100, $10 of all the money that that person has spent is actually on experiences and attractions. And that is why it is very important for us to continue innovating for the modern traveler that actually is spending so much to experience the destination in a wholesome manner. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Kibe, for the insights on data about the modern tourist. Still on a follow-up question on that, it's very clear that there is a bit of a mismatch in terms of what our current industry is offering and what the modern tourist is expecting. So what are the risks if no innovation is happening within the sector? And that's a question to both Kibe and Sukaina.
Thank you so much. If I'll reiterate, there is so much risk if we don't rather innovate and rejuvenate our tourism product, our overall tourism product, and inject new ideas and new experiences. One, we will not be able to remain competitive as a beach destination because there are so many beach destinations in Africa. So many people, will go to Morocco, others to South Africa, and some to our neighboring Tanzania. And I know some of them are here. And we want to tap into that traffic that is actually going there. They're actually beating us in terms of tourism arrivals as we speak. So the risk of us not innovating is one, we will be able to achieve very low visitor spend. Visitor spend is the amount of money a visitor spends here, which will translate to diminished jobs and diminished opportunities. Secondly, the risk is that we are going to attract low-value tourists. The high-value tourist needs to come and needs to experience the destination wholesomely. Who is that tourist who actually, even if it is a visitor coming for mice down here, and thank you so much, Edic, for prioritizing mice as one of the strategic investment in tourism. For us to achieve a high-paying mice delegate who will actually combine mice with our beach destination, with our unique experiences, we have to have top-notch experiences and attractions. And so the risk is we are going to lose immensely if we don't innovate, if we don't come up with products that will complement our core products that we have here. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Sukaina?
Okay, so in regards to innovation, okay. Hello? Okay. Over here? Yes, okay. The lack of in the sector of tourism, the lack of innovation and looking at the change in the tourists that are coming in will affect the numbers that are coming in, because at the moment we are hitting a stagnation in the type of tourists coming into Mombasa. Majority of you look at Mombasa and a lot of people who used to be here would think Mombasa, beach destination. But in reality, if you look at Mombasa Island, we're not a beach destination. It's once you go into the mainland that we become a beach destination. So the island itself, what are we as a tourist destination? We have food industry and we have the business industry. There's so many other synergizing industries that need to be looked at when it comes to tourism. How can we uplift that and actually create it into an environment that now attracts these kind of tourists to come in? So for us to understand first what we have to offer and innovate what we have to offer to suit the tourism industry, that's one. And then two, the tourists that are coming in, how do we target specifically through the innovation of what we're packaging for them? So if we're looking at the business community, what is the new innovation to attract the business community? If we're looking at those who enjoy the cliff scenery, what are we doing to attract them? So innovation comes in actually understanding our product, shifting and growing our product with the economy that we're in now, and then how do we market this on the digital spaces for people to know what we have to offer?
Thank you very much. I have a question to the audience before I do a follow-up question to Sukaina. If you did not come from Mombasa, would this be your dream destination to go to? By the show of hands, if you did not come from Mombasa, would this be your dream destination to come to?
We won't judge.
Absolutely.
You just put your hand out.
Would you spend money to come to Mombasa if you did not come from here? Okay.
Just keep your hands up, please.
Yes.
And then everyone else, just have a look around the room. That's why we only have 2 million tourists coming in.
Thank you very much. So a follow-up question to Sukaina. So innovation is essential, right? And we see a lot of guys coming up with new things. But a very critical thing that we have is our culture. So as much as innovation is important to have it at the center of everything, how do we merge the preservation of the Mombasa's cultural heritage to innovation that is actually coming about and balancing it effectively, and specifically looking at the richness of the indigenous knowledge that we have across the different cultures that are native to Mombasa and the Pwani region in general, in terms of scaling it in the tourism and hospitality sector?
Okay, interesting question. Currently, at the moment, when we look at the industry, majority of people focus on, like I mentioned, the beach. So you would think, how do you make the beach attractive? How can people come, spend time, enjoy the boat, enjoy the ocean? And that's how our vision has been blurred. Because when we focus on benchmarking with other countries who are doing such experiences, we lose focus on what is unique about us as a destination. Now, if we separate culture and heritage from tourism as a conversation, there will be a gap that will leave the culture and heritage behind, and we will lose it. That's when just areas that are historic will lose relevance, people will not be visiting, they'll be run down and then shut down. Areas that are not being focused on, UNESCO will pull out on them being areas that are designated. So when it comes to culture and heritage within the tourism sector, they have to be merged. That's what makes Mombasa Island especially a unique selling point. Once we realize that is our advantage, we build the touristic experiences based on culture and heritage. How can we experience the ocean with culture and heritage? We use the dhows, and we have the Swahili experience or other Mijikenda experiences on the dhow, rather than using modern boats. If we are on the island, how do I make my experience more cultural and capture heritage? It would be, for example, that what Karim runs, it would be the food experience. Eating our cultural food, taking a stroll through Old Town. That is us capturing our unique selling point. Now, when it comes to even the business sector, people will be realizing what packages we have as a business. And in the world of, for example, loans, we have unique aspects that only take place in certain countries that have that culture. And we are one of those places. So we offer that option for financial who want to come and invest
we have something that has the culture aspect to it. So all in all, I would say once we as a destination realize that culture and heritage is something that has to be incorporated into everything we live and breathe into our city, it will revive our tourism sector and it will build a different face for us once we become unique.
Thank you very much. So to all the members in the audience, please keep your questions ready. As we finalize on the questions, I'll turn that to you. So a question to you, Karim. So your work and business is basically centered around how you're able to immerse your visitors in the Mombasa's culture through food. How are you able to use your cuisine to connect the guests with the city's diverse history and communities? So the same way, building up to Sukaina's response and how we integrated culture, indigenous knowledge, and things like food as an experience.
Yeah, so we make sure we do the street food tour through the old town. So as we're trying out the different Swahili food, we also tap into the history and heritage of our town, especially the old town. And also, the Swahili culture is a fusion of different cultures, and that also spills into the food as well. You can see different delicacies borrowed from the Indian culture or the Arab culture, but then tailored to fit our Swahili culture in terms of what was available to us and what people preferred. So we make them try the food, but also explain to them where we come from and also get in touch with our culture and heritage.
How is that different from them just eating pilau, viazi karai, and kahawa utungu? How is that different from them just eating and integrating history and cultural knowledge in your tours?
Yeah. First of all, when the tourists come, especially when, like we've said, they go to the beach destination, which is not the Mombasa Island. So it's very hard for them to actually come out to Old Town and go to the local vendor, to the woman selling viazi karai. So that's where we come in and guide them towards that. So, and as we are trying, we tell them the history of, we tap into different aspects of our heritage. Like just the previous tour I had, this lady was very fascinated how a simple thing like a door holds so much story and so much history and culture, and they were actually very fascinated. So if they were just passing around without me as the guide, they wouldn't know much about the Swahili or the Omani door.
So a follow-up question to you is, what role can food tourism specifically play a key role in strengthening the Mombasa's overall destination experience?
Interesting question. Yeah, so we have different experiences. We also have the cooking class, where we start from going into the market. We have the Makinon market, which also holds some history. So we explain that to them, how it was built, what the main aim of the market back in the day, and now tap into our cuisine, where we go step by step, explaining why we use different ingredients in our food, how it helps in bringing the whole recipe together, and how it's important also in the nutrition.
Thank you very much. I think this is a lot of things that we normally take for granted in terms of food and experience. I'd like to give an example of someone from the audience. My best friend is in the room today. She's a food blogger. How many people follow Zubi Foodie? I see quite a number. So she's in the room and she does a lot of, if you look at her page, it's mostly on Swahili food in terms of how you cook it from bit by bit. And I think maybe a bit of integration of how the history behind that food is brought about would be a good, interesting twist to a lot of the experiences that we're able to create. So still on the experiences, a question to you, Lucian. Yours is an interesting one. When we think about mangroves, we think about tree planting, right? How many people have planted mangroves before? Do you like it? Now imagine if you had a whole different experience in terms of the mangrove, beyond just planting trees to commemorate Mazingira Day. Lucian, please tell us how your mangrove tours started, what inspired it, and how the combination of conservation and tourism came about.
Okay, thank you so much. We previously had an idea of how we can integrate tourism and our mangrove conservation. So at first it was just ideation stage. And then Mombasa Tourism Innovation Lab came about, where we were trained on how to package different products that we have into becoming an experience that we can offer to the potential tourists that come to Mombasa. So what we really offer is Mikoko Nature Trail. Just aside from mangrove planting, we do mangrove guided tours. We offer canoe rides just along the creek. You know, mangrove ecosystem is a beautiful one. And if you get to connect with it, you just get to understand more about what it is, the vital roles it plays, and how best you can conserve it. So apart from just guiding and the canoe rides, we also give, we promote culture. Again, Mombasa is surrounded by a lot of culture and heritage. So we also contribute to promoting the culture and preserving what we really have by engaging traditional dances as part of entertainment to our visitors. And we also do a food tasting experience, just to again add up to the Swahili food that we as the Mombasa people know about. So all this is to add up to the experiences that we offer in Mombasa, just to give a variety to the potential tourists who come, not just coming to visit by the beach, relax, and maybe go to Fort Jesus, visit the normal Pembes and Ndovu, you know. But what else can someone do that is more fun, more therapeutic, you know? And that is how Mikoko Nature Trail came into being. And I can tell you for the fact that we've gone a milestone. In just early last year, about mid last year, we were able to host about 30 clients, 30 visitors from the cruise ship. And this tells you how this experience is really amazing and how it can create and contribute to the GDP of just Mombasa in general and the country at large.
Thank you very much. I think a round of applause to Big Ship for being able to actually attract a cruise ship to come to their experiences. When I asked you guys if Mombasa would be your dream destination and you'd spend money here, maybe the problem is because we do not have a bucket list. I've been to Zanzibar twice, and I've always had a bucket list. And every time I go, I check one thing. Like one of the things I wanted to do was swimming with the turtles. So I made sure the first experience I did was to actually swim with the turtles. Now the people that hosted me on the other side, just 2 weeks back, they called me and told me, sometimes around November, December, they'll be in Mombasa and it's my time to host them. And I think I was joking around with my colleagues. Sasa nawapeleka wapi? And I realized it's because as Mombasa, we do not have a bucket list for tourists to check and look forward to beyond the Pembezandovu, Old Town, and Fort Jesus. So now the question and why we have this panel and intriguing a lot of interest is how do we make sure we have 100 of things in a bucket list that someone can even wish to come to Mombasa 100 times and still be intrigued to come back over and over again. And to that, I would like to take the question to Dr. Kevit. How does EDIC envision to position Mombasa as a hub for innovative and sustainable tourism, and specifically in the context of MICE Tourism, which is one of the flagship projects that you'd want to start with?
Thank you. So, ladies and gentlemen, some of you may be from academia, some are probably involved in small-scale business and some sort of activity as far as social, civil society, public sector, and so on are concerned. The reason we have this very focused platform today is to bring about a collective involvement by all of us. Now, we've heard about the excitement of opportunity as far as the tourism sector is concerned. We've heard about the aspirations of government, the fact that they want to increase the tourism sector by 2 million. We've seen over the last year that the tourism sector has increased by 20% to 400 billion people, 400 billion shillings, which contribute to the overall development of this nation. We've also seen great strides. It's not just Kenya. Kenya is the gateway to the most epic tourism journey of one's lifetime. The beautiful coasts of Mombasa, the people of Mombasa, the cultures of Mombasa, the savannas of the interior, the mountains that we have. Further up to the East African community, Tanzania, DRC Congo, the incredible forests that exist. So on one hand, there's as has been mentioned by the panel, there's a tremendous requirement in terms of innovation and diversification of tourism products. MICE is one of them with respect to meetings, conferencing. You yourselves have witnessed it grow, but we're looking at an exponential growth. In all of this, ladies and gentlemen, there are two things. One is, of course, that you're involved in some sort of enterprise. The second is to see how we're able to create an enabling environment. Even if you have a great idea and you put it in a desert, it's not going to grow. And so this is a collective involvement where stakeholders come together, just like yourselves. You identify key policy requirements, regulation requirements, standard requirements. For instance, if you're selling a juice, it has to be to a particular standard, an international standard, so that it's acceptable for the tourism sector to consume. But that ensures that there's a regulation which ensures that in time to come, you can't just have any kind of person entering the market with inferior quality standards. Similarly, issues with respect to structures like infrastructure. It could be a road, it could be energy, it could be a distinct feature that is required within the context of tourism. It could be a better airport. It could be the fact that we need more innovation. Many of the innovations that you've seen here in terms of tourism need to be applied. Or it could be content in terms of capacity development, skills, education, research. So what I've shared with you is a complete ecosystem, but it's actually called a market. A market has to be living, has to be transformative. It's only then that your idea will efficiently get into the market. Otherwise, you'll struggle. You'll struggle to get your product, your ingenious idea, your capacity into the market. So IDIC's role is to wish for two things, to keep the momentum going with respect to the euphoria and the potential that exists within the tourism sector, to drive it upwards, to contribute another 2 million tourists. The second is to create an enabling environment, a place-based initiative, which requires all of us to organize ourselves to be involved in addressing some of the key and pertinent issues which stop you from further developing in the tourism sector. So we want to create a highly innovative platform. It's why, we have Swahili Hub. It's why we have the Pwani Innovation Week. It's in order to create that capacity so that we're able to easily have two preconditions which are so absolutely for business to thrive: a predictive environment and an environment that you can promote innovation in and differentiate yourselves, as many of the speakers have said. It's only through differentiation that you'll be able to create scale and sustainability of your businesses. So ladies and gentlemen, it's all about enterprises, but most importantly, it's about your involvement today in ensuring that we get the ecosystem correct with respect to an enabling business environment. Far too many businesses start up in this area of tourism, and they're short-lived, primarily because they don't have supporting features. Further to that, the tourism sector is not only a mainstream value chain, it'll have an impact on many other value chains. Like, for example, a person who wants to assemble air conditioners at the coast, or someone who would like to ensure that they create the next generation of energy solutions using sun and creating an environmentally stable input for the tourism sector. So, the projections are magnificent. IDIC's role is to ensure that we create the necessary structures and frameworks for us to dialogue and provide compelling evidence for the county government, its assembly, its policy initiatives to be aligned to how we go forward. It's also there to ensure that we dialogue with the national government and in a constructive way provide a compelling case for us to keep investing in tourism for the benefit of the coast, for the benefit of the Pan-African continent, for the benefit of what we have as a deciding factor. So it requires this organized involvement. This is not something new within the context of the economic recovery strategy in 2003. It's what it took in order to create a better business environment. But now what we're trying to do is ensure that we have a place-based system, but most importantly that we look at certain sectors that have promising capacity for us to really be remarkably leaders within the sector of tourism and MICE and so on. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Dr. Kevit. So I'd like to have a question responded to Karim and Lucian. There are a lot of challenges that you face. We've talked about the modern tourist who wants to spend more money in the experiences, but there's a huge gap between the hosting partners who are the hotel sector and the Airbnbs together with people like you who are actually innovative in the experiences that you have. Among the key challenges that you're facing, what do you think could immediately be done to attract more tourists or connect the hotels with the two of you?
That's a very nice and interesting question. While I was just sitting around somewhere there, I was really wondering, how could we really put these experiences that we have, especially in Mombasa, more marketable and more known to even the tour operators in Nairobi, tour operators in Tanzania, Zanzibar, and all other countries that offer tourism. And I was just looking at Mombasa Tourism Council at an oversight, at an overall angle, and I was like, they're best positioned to market Mombasa as a destination, you know. And you realize in tourism, it's quite a little bit of different. It's very difficult for a private sector to market itself on its own. You really need to create massive networks, get to interact with these vast tour operators, and get to know who and where. And for a private sector or for a young and upcoming experienced seller, then you've not been able to create that network, but you are in the journey. So how can now Mombasa Tourism Council position itself in a way that they can really capture all these experiences, create an itinerary that when a tourist comes to Mombasa, he or she knows there is Mikoko Nature Trail somewhere, there is the African Food Trail somewhere, there is Bike Space or any other experience that young people are offering that can add value to the Mombasa tourism. And by so doing, you can create traction and let people know. You know, Mombasa Tourism, it's a government institution, or it's rather governed by the government, and it's easier for people to trust the government. So if the government can take it as an initiative to promote these upcoming experiences, then it becomes an added advantage to us. But also what we need to do is also position ourselves in a way that if Mombasa Tourism today decides to market our experiences, are we ready to receive this kind of clients? Yeah.
Thank you very much. You actually asked my last question to Sukaina, but before this, let's hear from Karim and then have Sukaina respond to that question, and then we'll finalize with a question from Dr. Kevit.
I think collaborating and creating a relationship with the hotels is actually very important, whereas we can actually go into the hotels and offer the experience to the clients, because I've realized some of the tourists are actually scared to come out of the hotels and actually go out, or maybe like we offer cooking classes, so like actually come into our homes and feel like a local. So maybe alternatively we can go into the hotels and instead of the hotels just offering the coconut curries or the biryanis and the pilaus, we can have a platform where we actually showcase how we make the food.
Thank you. Sukaina, there was a question to you on exactly how the Mombasa Tourism Council would be able to support on that. So as you respond to that, just to give a brief of context on how you could frame it. So the mandate of the Mombasa Tourism Council to be able to promote some of these experiences and position Mombasa as a tourism destination site, right? So how can MTC be the destination management unit? And when I talk about the destination management unit, I mean in terms of curating, owning, and amplifying the local experiences. If MTC could have a site, you see the same way we have KTB. And if I go to KTB today, when I want to see the Big Five, I need to go to Masai Mara, I need to do ABCD. What can MTC do to be able to own, curate a lot of these experiences so that we're able to bridge a bit of that gap?
Okay, let's execute this in stages. So first and foremost, MTC stands for Mombasa Tourism Council. And we are officially the first sitting members. So this, I call it the pilot stage, because we are already operational, but we're also the group of individuals who are helping in shaping the policies and regulations within this particular board. And what the board does is we have strategic partners who are in the tourism industry sitting on one table. So we have Kenya Tourism Board, we have the local Mombasa Tourism Trade Tourism Culture on board. We have private sectors, we have Kata, Kato, Kenya Museum, so all strategic partners, we're about 10, sitting to try and synergize for the tourism industry. Now, once we have finished the stage of understanding each other's industries, and now we're next stage of creating experiences and packaging what already exists into something that can be put across for local, for regional, and for the international market. Now, for example, one of the things that we did was the tuk-tuk race. That was one of the first projects we worked on, and that was something different. We took something that's existing. I know a lot of people have a hate-love relationship with tuk-tuks. So we decided, okay, how do we change the narrative and change and turn it into something positive? So we took the tuk-tuks. So we had something with collaboration, for example, with also Swahili Pot is on board. So we did tuk-tuk training for drivers so they can drive a bit better. I think you all know what I mean. And also for them to understand how they can package the tuk-tuk ride into an experience. We're actually going to have tuk-tuks who are designated to the tourism industry who will give tuk-tuk tours for guests. So that was one of the first things we did, was take something, change it, package it, put it back into the market, test it, bring it back, and see what we can do better for the following years. Now, for existing experiences such as mangroves, for example, that you've mentioned, for the food trail, cooking, which is very interesting because it was on our list of how to explore it. We want to now, the next phase is we've already listed all the experiences that we're aware of within the city. And now we are finding how to help them improve to make it unique, sustainable, and how they can capture local, regional, and international markets. Once we are done, and one of the ways we're planning to do is the council itself, we are going to go and experience these. We're going to come. You never know when we'll come. It can be any one of us. You might not know who it is, and take the experience without them knowing which member is sitting in there having this experience. So we can have it done in the most open way, not Mombasa Tourism Council is coming today, so make sure everything is in. No, we want to experience this as a random person. Once that stage is done, the next final stage is now we are going to create the digital space to bring all these experiences once they've been refined, experienced, and a strategic business element has been added to it on how they will monetize, and also how the county and the city of Mombasa can monetize and synergize within each other. Then we will now package it for the digital space for the world to see. And the reason we're doing that is we didn't want to rush into creating a website whereby people can book for these experiences, and once they experience it, it's not what they expect, and we get backlash and bad reviews, so we're back to square one. Let us define the industry, then we go into the digital spaces.
Thank you very much, Sukain. I think that's a very important factor in making sure, as much as we'd want to attract a lot of tourists in the space, it's also the context of understanding, can the experience accommodate this tourist? So I know the moderators are looking at me, my time is almost up. I would like to conclude with a question to Dr. Kevit. I think we all understand that if you don't know someone or you don't know something and it's a new experience, there's an issue of a trust issue, right? I think one of the innovators said, what if I bring my tourist and they get food poison? What if to the mud bath and they get an accident and they fall and hurt themselves? So things around that. So there are a lot of questions because the hospitality and tourism is a very sensitive sector. But we all understand how the Pwani region works. It really works around trust and community. So we cannot be able to build a tourism sector without embedding the culture of Mombasa. And the culture is being able to build that relationship with the Sarova White Sands to be very confident to send their tourists to a mud bath or to an African food trade here for that experience. And that's a question to you, Dr. Kevit. What role can IDIC play to bridge the trust gap between the custodians of the tourism sector, which is the tour operators, the cruise ship, and the hoteliers, together with these young, innovative experiences that are coming up?
Thank you. So this is an illustration for you. We all know that the Old Town has one of the greatest promises in terms of creating a very unique dimension of the very long legacy, long history of trade and relations that the Old Town has cultivated, not only within the interior and the hinterland, but across oceans into different continents. So indeed, it's a very important and iconic location which belongs to all of us as an important natural history. For that to really benefit both the local population of the Old Town as well as the greater tourism sector as far as diversification, we also know that there are certain prerequisites. The quality of food, for example, or the safety of a tourist. And so IDIC has made an effort to reach out to civil society, for instance, and the keepers of the Old Town, and to discuss this with them to see how we can actually ensure
Takusave na love emoji into your official name. PDA bila woga, your license ni bad. I'll buy some boxes you can share with me. Wache kuvisit wishi nami. Kifungu nkutole kopi usizubae kwa gate. Vitungu tutone ngozi uchi ujionyeshe. Si Valentine's ni kweke akas pale kwa TV. That's my only way and it must be me. Kesho yetu sifananishe na jana. Amina reli hazitoshani upana. chumi mbaya, but I'll spend my 2 days with you. Leo iko na guarantee, takuita wangu kabla uitwe na Maulana. You're my rose, but I'll still give you your flowers. Takupenda sahi na kasi sahi, ni sasa hivi. Takuita wangu kabla uitwe na Maulana.
Can you hear me? Yes. So I would like us to conclude. So I'll take it back to Dr. Kevit.
So as I was illustrating, this is a collective effort as far as how the civil society, the interfaith organizations, the youth, and play a collective role. And in doing so, we would be able to ensure that we increase the incomes of the old town in many aspects. So ladies and gentlemen, the long and short is this, that EDIC's role is to facilitate that cooperation, facilitate that dialogue, and create the necessary capacity for yourselves to play a more significant role in certain economic sectors. So it does require the involvement of all stakeholders. This is absolutely paramount. At the 6th edition of the Pwani Innovation Week, mine is to appeal to you that we've created a platform that ensures that we're able to develop an effective dialogue system. And you have to come on board. Why do you have to come on board? Because it's only you who are at the frontiers of innovation who can describe what the priority issues are. And so that is why we need to now ensure that we promote a leadership, and all of you have the capability of being a champion within the context of your sectors. And in no time, we'll create a fabulous horizon and capacity of the tourism sector, attracting so many different people, but also your unique traits and talents and aspects will be shared to the world. Thank you.
Thank you very much. To the moderators, just 5 more minutes. This is a request from the panelists. I would like at least 2 or 3 questions from the audience so that they can be able to respond to. I see one question from Hudson, another question from that side, and Kalki also has a question here. So if you can please just come on stage. And as you live here today, this is a question to ask yourself once again. If Mombasa was not the place that you were born and raised, would you spend money to come here?
Thank you very much for this opportunity. To the panelists, I do appreciate the fact that you're talking about food in terms of heritage and culture of Mombasa. I am an artist. I do paint. My dad has been doing that over the years also. But never have I come across a time where tourism board includes local artists to tell stories of Mombasa. It is so sad. I do appreciate the foods, but it is so sad, I as an artist, not being included in terms of telling stories and heritage of Mombasa. Foods, yes, guys can come, eat, enjoy, all right? But with art, it is everlasting. They can go with it, and in generations, in their areas, in their whatever, countries, to tell the story of Mombasa. So how are you doing that? Can you also be included in that, please?
Thank you. Thank you very much. A question?
Okay, Ibn Leo Amenti at Swahili Port. And as time goes, we experience change in trends in the world of tourism. So my question today for the panel is, how can the Mombasa's cultural heritage serve as a bridge between the past and the future, preserving identity while adapting to the global tourism trends and sustainability goals?
Thank you so much. Great panelist. My question is around tapping into domestic guests. And I think that's one way that we can showcase what is happening in Mombasa, right? So I want to know if there's any efforts to even start with domestic, just Kenyans living in different parts of Kenya who may now with county governments, have we tapped into that? What are ways that we are showcasing our work? And if there's any examples, it would be good to hear. As well as for our neighboring countries, such as myself. I think when we talk about tourism, unfortunately, we have a certain prototype of what a tourist looks like. So I'd like to know if you have any examples of changing that and seeing how we can also take advantage of the people around us. Thanks.
Please go ahead, answer the questions in 30 seconds each. Thank you.
How you as an artist can actually come up with an experience where you can make it enjoyable and unique to the tourists.
On to that, another question specifically to the tourism. We've seen drifting featured in Tourism Week for the past 2 years. It's definitely exciting, but I'm wondering in what ways does it contribute to the object tourism promotion in Mombasa? Okay. I'll start by first okay, so I'll just merge the 3 questions together. The first one is how to include the arts world into tourism. Number 2 was the old versus new in terms of tourism. And then the third was Pan-Africa as the market. So the thing is, I'm actually, myself and Jack are the youngest in the council, Mombasa Tourism Council, and we're the ones representing now the younger generation and how we can fuse these the generational gap. So once an industry becomes comfortable, they usually tend to keep going the same way because if it's working, why change it? But then we've come to realize that no, actually, the industry is changing because individuals are changing, so the industry needs to change, and we need to learn to synergize and also find new areas within tourism. So the world of art, as myself as well, I'm a content creator, as I mentioned, and that is in the digital space, the art in the digital spaces. We right now are pushing as well for the industry to understand the importance of creators and digital creators, influencers, content creators, who are strategically understand their niches and how we can convert them into individuals who can now spread the word of tourism across the world and tell our stories. So that already is taking us 1.5 years just to change their minds into you need to invest into marketing because they're like, what's the tangible? So now it's us, we're changing that narrative. So it is in the process. Trust me, I sleep with headaches having these conversations, but it's in the process. So when it comes to art, we're also finding a way to bridge and bring also the physical art into the spaces. And as Kareem mentioned, find a way to package it as an experience. For example, maybe you'll set up here and you're going to paint the mainland into an art piece, or you're going to paint the whole heritage sites, or you go around into museums as an experience. Turn it into a package, send me a message, and we'll find a way how to refine it and put it into the tourism experience. What was the question I missed?
Question is to Kibe.
Oh, okay, so I'm going to talk about this more in terms of business aspect. Now, in business, most times, for example, look at a mall. Every single majority of malls that you see have a supermarket. Why do they have a supermarket? They call it the aspect that brings in the foot traffic. Now, when it comes to drifting, majority asked, why are we drifting? Mwanzo watu wa Mombasa can't even drift. Why are we bringing people from outside to drift? What is the purpose of this? This is a strategic business decision. It's because it speaks to the generation, the younger generation. Majority of them came to experience World Tourism Day because of the drifting. And pulling them in using drifting, then they experienced everything else that was packaged around it. So it was a pin of an experience. Yeah.
For that,
Yes, thank you so much. I'm going to be very quick. I can see we have actually. Yeah, I can see you. So two things. Mombasa tourism, or rather the domestic tourism, is equally important. It's as part of the strategy. From where I sit, if we have an attractive destination, it doesn't matter whether it is a domestic tourist or an international tourist coming in. If we have incentives, or rather the reason why this is a destination, and it is actually is, watu wa bara, they dream of spending their holidays down here. So if we continue to innovate, have those experiences that are actually even attracting, because mtu wa bara maybe will not come to Fort Jesus because he's not a lover of history per se, but there is that experience, like a food experience. He would want to come and cook pilau with African food trade, and that is the experience. Lastly, Rukia, I just wanted a young person in the audience to know that Swahili Port Hub has a framework of helping you come up with that innovation. Your innovation could be a booking platform. Your innovation could be an art experience, like what we have there. And actually, we have innovated art experiences. The two are just an example of what you have innovated, but you have not limited ourselves to an ecotourism product or a food. So please go home with, if you have a tourist idea, you have a tourism idea, an innovative idea, it could be an experience, it could be an attraction, it could be whatever imagination you have. Please come to us. We have an initiative that can help you repackage that for a tourism product. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I would like to
Rukia, before we go, can I have one request? Can the cameraman come here, capture the whole crowd, and everyone will scream, "Explore Mombasa"?
It's going to be done as after I close this. Okay. So thank you very much. I would like to.
Thank you very much once again. I would like to appreciate my panelists, Lucian, Peter Kibe, Dr. Kevit, who's always an inspiration every time he comes on stage, Sukaina, and Karim, for being here and crafting this conversation in terms of what tourism means to us and what it could actually be. And the question that I asked everyone in the audience, if you did not come from Mombasa, would this be your dream destination? If it's not your dream destination today, let's work together for the next 1 year to make this place a dream destination you'd spend money to, so that we're able to attract the tourists, both local and international tourists, to be able to come here. Thank you very much to the audience for staying here, keeping engaged. I'm hoping the conversation was interesting. That's why you stayed here, and it's not because of the rains. So thank you very much once again for this, and I hope to interact with everyone as we continue. Thank you very much.
All right. There's a request. There's a quick request. Kindly, if you don't mind, we want to say explore Mombasa. Sindio? Haya, sasa wewe cameraman kuja. Sijui. Yeye ndiye atafanya nini? Nyie mteremke. Oh, first of all, before we go, there's a group photo first for the panelists. There you go. Somehow love each other closer. There you go. Pick up one of your picture.
Better option you
Asante sana. That is good. Excellent. Now, so we shall all go down there. That's why we shall shout, explore Mombasa. Sindio? Twende basi. Make sure you get what you want. Yes.
Okay, so I'll come down. So remember, guys, more energy, okay? All of you are looking like, energy. So you guys are going to be inviting people to Mombasa. So I'm going to do a countdown, 3, 2, 1, then you shout, explore Mombasa, okay? We're good? All right.
Haya, camera persons, mnafaa kuwapa juu. Si tunaifanyia hapa. Nyinyi kazi yenu ni kurekodi hawa. Sawa? So, wasimame. Everybody stands to say explore Mombasa. Na usisimame uanze kustretch uende wapi hapana. All right? Cameraman, this is your moment. Haya. Nimesikia hiyo ni ile camera digital. Yeah, professional. Ati wanaona kama hizi kuja. Yes, well done. All that's it. As they get set, can we do a trisexy in 3, 2, go? Haya, kuna watu walikuwa wamesikia wanasema feri. Hapana, ni Explore Mombasa. Sawa sawa? Hakikisha umesema hivyo. Alafu sema ni kama unawaita. Sawa sawa? Haya. So guys, are you ready now? Are you ready now? Make sure you capture them. So yes. You have to jiachilia. You know that thing, eh? All right. Me down too. Okay, me down too. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, in 3, 2, go! Explore Mombasa! Ngoja. There's the last one, eh? You shout that way, and then once you're done, Explore Mombasa, shout, yay! Something like that, all right? You ready? Okay, so in 3, 2, go! Explore Mombasa! Yay! Wait. Sawa. Asanteni sana. Thank you so much to the panelists. Thank you so much. Ali, tunaenda wapi sasa? Njoo hapa Ali. Sijui vijana baruga na wewe. Ya dada. Aya, sawa. Just a quick one, DJ. It's we only have about nimesikia huku watu ukula tu na dakika 10. Kwa hivyo tupatane hapa by 2:15 ama.
So we are going to take like 15 minutes break. Yeah. We know the situation you're in, but kindly let's abide to time so that we proceed with the fire chat which are going to start here. Kindly let's take 15 minutes break, then turudi hapa tuendelee please. Sawa.
Na kama mimi sinaweza keti tu bado hapa. Niendelee tu ku network, si ndio? So just feel free, do whatever you may need to do. You just have about 15 minutes. DJ, tupatie kitu ambayo haisumbui tumbo. Asante sana.
Hey, what's up? This is Karen Cheeky. We gon' bring you the dirty yum on the house, baby. School watching. Oh, school watching, baby.